Hello and welcome back to the FSL Open 3 for Dota 2. My name is Atomo, joining me is Sophie, and we're going to be here bringing you all the action. We have 8 teams split up into 2 groups, and all of them are going to go through a round robin. Top 2 will advance, from each group will advance for tomorrow. Sophie, we saw game 1, and what do you think about it?
Game one was definitely a more even fight than the second game. I think
Mm.
game one was, both teams stood a chance. There was there was even that one fight where in the mid lane, it looked like maybe there was a chance of a comeback, but game two was just kind of steamrolled the whole way through. It was very strong performance by Terminator.
It was, and it didn't look like there was much of a chance for the other team, Marcy, my wife, to come back. I love that some of the names are pretty like sentences,
Hmm.
like the team's like, I like eggs for breakfast. Didn't really have a chance to come back. That's
Yeah.
really. But that was the game one, the first series of the second one is Live to Dive, so that's going to be fun to repeat a lot, as well as
Yep.
versus StepSis. So we're kind of in trouble no matter what we say. We'll be
Right.
going up against each other. StepSis does look like a bit of a stronger team. I believe I saw them in a recent tournament. They have a very memorable persona, so it was easy to remember them, and they played really well. And it looks like they might be in this game as well. Let's go and see the draft, what they have. And they are starting with the Abaddon in this game.
Ooh. But I like the AA pick.
10
I
seconds
mean,
remaining.
the heals from the Abaddon and
Mm.
the borrowed
Dire
time not really going
team
to be having
ban.
much effect if he's under that ice blast.
Yeah, especially all that burst damage with the Lion. One of the things Lion could do is you can actually bypass the Abaddon's ultimate.
Radiant
Right.
If you
team
time
ban.
it just right, like you have to get him down to like 410 HP, then you throw the finger, unless of course you have more charges.
Hmm.
Then you have a bit more flexibility. But with the AA, with the Lion, you can burst down the Abaddon. And it's nice global damage. However, it
Dire
is important to
team
remember that
ban.
Stepsis, the player rankings are quite a bit higher than Live to Dive.
Mm. Yeah, and this Earthshaker pick also, I think it's going to be really interesting to see how the Earthshaker plays with the team. It's always a tricky hero because it can be like a huge hit or miss. You can either help your team out a lot and
10
create really
seconds
nice plays,
remaining.
or you could prevent them from doing that with, mistimed
5
fissures
seconds
or,
Radiant team ban.
botched echo slams.
I love when someone's trying to escape and their enemies are chasing them. You're like, "Don't worry, bro. I'll fissure in between you two," and instead you fissure right in front of their face.
Yeah, you just
And,
block them
they,
off.
and they're like, "Well, you were gonna die anyway. At least I tried."
10 seconds remaining.
Yep.
But
But I do
yeah.
like the line pick, very consistent as
5
well. It's like
seconds
we were talking
remaining.
about how strong the hero is a while ago.
Hmm. One of the things I do like that I kind of liked about Earthshaker that doesn't apply anymore was his interaction with Fey Grenade. I thought that was really fun.
What happened with it?
Before, basically, Faber Grenade used to do your damage plus 20 damage a second for 7 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
But your damage is a bit of a loose term because when Earthshaker does Enchant Totem, that is his
Oh,
damage. So what we would see is Earthshaker gets like, once they pick up Fey Grenade, they have a max Enchant Totem. So they throw they Enchant Totem, they throw the Fey Grenade, then they hit normal hit, and it does like 2
Dire
Enchant
team
Totem
ban.
hits. So it's a lot of damage. And there are a lot of nice YouTube clips about that.
Dire
Very
team
balanced
pick.
mechanic, of course.
I see. I actually did not know about that, but that sounds very horrifying.
It was. I think the only other hero who has something like this was the Bounty Hunter. If you use Fey Grenade, the Janada attack also applies. So that was also kind of cool.
Oh, so you get the money, or just
No,
the
Ten
just the
just
bonus
seconds
the
damage,
crit?
remaining.
Ah, I see. I see.
which is still like it's still a decent thing though.
Yeah, yeah, it
5
is.
seconds
Now Fey
remaining.
Grenade is a little bit more consistent. Does 35 damage a second for like 7 seconds, which is nice. But you don't get that big one hero combo, which is the Earthshaker, Fey Grenade, or like
Mm-hmm.
before we had the Skywrath Mage and the Clumsy Net. I don't
Yeah.
know. I feel like they do that, which is kind of cool with when they introduce an item, a neutral item. You're like, oh, this cool concept. They say, no, we're gonna take it away.
Yeah, it's. I mean, that's the thing though, is because you definitely know it's gonna get abused if
Mm.
they don't take it away. But it kind of just makes it less fun.
Yes, it's a lot less flavorful. You know what I mean?
Flavorful. That's the word.
Yeah, it is. It was like remember when we had the Ironwood
Radiant
tree,
team
and it
pick.
was so good with Timber Saw and so good with Treant, and then I was like,
Right.
well, it's gone now.
Definitely, definitely. This
Oh,
Viper pick,
that's the break we're talking. I talked a lot about this in the previous game. How
Mhm.
break is really good against Abaddon, and here comes the Viper.
10
If you break
seconds
the Abaddon,
remaining.
you hex him or you stun him. Ulti doesn't come out. In fact, you can
5
just break and
seconds
finger him, and
remaining.
if he dies, he dies. It doesn't matter. You have to
That's
actually
true.
activate it.
So you're saying that Live to Dive, their MMR was a bit lower than StepSis, was it?
Yeah, like by some margin. So,
Mhm.
we may not be getting the closest game possible. Like StepSis
Right.
might just beat them because of their high ranking.
But it's like I think it also helps with their draft because Viper is just a
Radiant
kind
team
of
pick.
win lane, maybe win game hero. I mean, honestly, usually you hear Viper and you hear like win lane lose game, but I mean now they pick a Night Stalker. If Night Stalker just stands in the Viper, what's it called? Viper Strike? No, not the Viper Strike.
Nether
The Nether
Toxin?
Toxin. Yeah, Nether Toxin. It's just you really can't. You just
10 seconds
do anything. You're just so slow.
Especially if you do use your Viper
5
ultimate on Night
seconds
Stalker,
remaining.
that really mitigates a lot of his threat. He has to
Yeah.
get close. He's like, I need to get, but I can't get close to anyone.
Mhm.
One thing to be worried about for Lift to Dive is they are pretty squishy on their supports. You look at StepSis, Abaddon, Earthshaker, they can take a couple of hits,
And that
but
is food for Night Stalker.
right, like Night Stalker, he jumps on the line or the AA, and he's like, I'll
Mhm.
just destroy you both.
Yep. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see who they pick next to kind of tank up their team, I guess.
Well, for StepSis, they probably might want to start considering putting some ranged heroes into the mix because you do have. Well, I mean, Night Stalker and Abaddon definitely go in, but Earthshaker's he's melee, but he doesn't really play like a melee
Dire
hero.
team pick.
Mhm.
They're going to go with the Troll Warlord, who is a nice mixture of melee and range. I like it. I think this hero has a bit of a problem when it comes to like farming.
Mhm.
It's like either I get a Battle Fury, which is not the best item, or my farm is a bit slow. But he's a terror in the
10
lane.
seconds remaining.
But Troll Warlords can get Maelstrom, right?
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
I
we
mean,
can
that
get
would be
Maelstrom.
a that would be a good
Remaining.
item because I mean, Troll Warlord, you're so strong early game. Also, you have the slow and the whirling axes. I do a lot of damage, and with that Maelstrom, you can get that extra like farming / fighting item rather than just sticking to that Battle Fury and just solely farming for like 30 minutes.
I may need someone to correct me on this, but I believe the AA Blast will shatter Troll World if he's low HP, regardless of whether or not his ultimate's on. Like it will shatter him anyway. I'm gonna take a second to look at this because it's one of those things where I'm pretty sure about it, but he's like don't know.
Also, if the damage goes on while he's like really low and his
Radiant
ulti, he
team
can die
buff.
even with his ulti on.
No, it should just kill them regardless. Like it should just
Oh.
kill them no matter what. It's like from what I say, it says that instantly die when they go below the threshold.
Oh, interesting. We'll have to see how that
10
plays out.
seconds remaining.
The axe pick, I think it's pretty okay. I mean, you got all
Team
these
ban.
melee heroes
Radiant
on
team ban.
StepSis.
Yes,
You're gonna have to land those big calls.
and that means also it's going to be the Viper mid, which kind of gives StepSis quite a bit of information. Axe going top, he's going to go with the Lion. An annoying thing about this lane is that while you do have this nice control, good slow, good
10
damage from the
seconds
two,
remaining.
the problem is that you're up against an Abaddon. So unless you actually target him,
5
a
seconds
lot of your harass
remaining.
against Troll, he'll just be shielded, and whatever debuff is removed, and he'll probably live because Troll is damn tanky. So
Right.
either you take out the Abaddon, which we saw in the previous game, was what Terminator did, or you're not going to be able to bring down the Troll World in
Dire
most
team
situations.
hmm And the battle hunger is just gonna keep getting dispelled again in that lane as well. So it's gonna be hard to get some kills, I think. But I think they can manage. I mean, the last game with the Slardar and the Marana, with just well-timed stuns and
10
disables,
seconds remaining.
anything is possible.
I like how you say that, but the
5
truth is that's
seconds
because Abaddon was always in front of them, so they didn't really
That
time
is true,
it.
yeah.
Radiant
All right,
team
so we are down to the
pick.
last pick. For StepSis, they need a mid laner. For Lift to Dive, they do need a carry, probably, because I can't imagine like they have a carry right now. It has to be. I miss the old days when we had carry axe. That was
Dire
kind of
team
cool.
pick.
StepSis, they go
Lena.
with the Lena mid. All right, pretty good. Good amount of burst damage. Can bring down the A as well as the Lion. Should lane pretty decently against the Viper. Yeah, just overall very like solid standard mid laner here. Lift to Dive. What
10
is
seconds
available?
remaining.
Spectre's still available in the pool if they want to go for it.
5 seconds
Well,
I
remaining.
like
up
the
against-
Lena pick though.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah, it's a
Once
good
you
pick.
get that, I mean, you could get Silver Edge stop the axe from spinning. The corrosive phase, is it? Oh no, not the what's
Skin?
the skin? Yeah, corrosive
Choose
skin.
your hero.
Yeah.
Ooh. And they go for the Razor carry, not the ideal carry, and I mean not that I'm saying he's bad in this game. He's actually pretty good. He's up against 4 melee heroes. Troll World, if he charges in with his ultimate, then you can just literally turn him into a kitten. And during the lane stage, Night Stalker will have a tough time. But the scaling for Razor is a bit awkward.
Yeah, I'm not that big of a fan because every time I've seen Razor been played in competitive games or coordinated team games, it just doesn't really do anything in the late game, or it doesn't really feel very strong as opposed to like another safe laner. Like imagine like a 6-slotted troll versus 6-slotted Razor. I think I would definitely be scared of the troll some more.
I was talking to one of my friends earlier. He's also works with us, and he's like, well, if Razor gets the Aghanim's Refresher, he's incredible. I'm like, yeah, if he gets Aghanim's Refresher, every hero is incredible at that stage. So I agree with you. Razor just always feels like a bit of a lackluster carry.
It
But
does.
I look forward to the DPC starting because you're going to see Kuroki pick him as a position 5 every game. It's always so much fun to watch. Position 5 Razor try to get people's damage off, but it is the carry in this game. He's up against the Night Stalker. He should have a decent laning stage.
Couple of heroes here with no skins. It's funny when they say like you should be scared of in your pubs people with no skins because they're either a Smurf or an account buyer. So, I mean, both of those things you should definitely fear.
I like when the game starts and someone tells you, "I'm an 8K player, guys. Don't worry, I'm smurfing."
Oh yeah. And you lose miserably because of them.
And the excuse is always, well, this is a waste of my time.
I know.
Lost. Why did you play?
I know. Like, don't talk to me, you 2K player, or, stuff like that.
Oh, no, they don't say 2K to me. Is that what they say to you? Oh.
No! I am 4.5K. I was once 5K, but, post-TI, I just crushed my soul a bit, but, yeah.
Well, in this game, it does look like StepSis might be able to crush it if... honestly, it's like their laning stage is pretty solid. Mid game, they look pretty decent. Late game, they scale better. Lift to dive. They can definitely win this as well. It's just going to be a bit harder. Like their draft is it's a little bit better for the Radiant side. They got saves, they got stuns, they got Silver Edge Makers, they got Vision with the Night Stalker. I don't know. The AA Blast is going to be a big deal, though. If you can catch both either the Abaddon or the Troll Warlord, cancel out the impact of their ultimate, that's a big deal.
Mm-hmm. Silver Edge is such a crazy item these days. I mean, you see it in almost every game. To a point where it gets almost a bit frustrating. I mean, there was that one patch where people just were rarely making Silver Edge, and then all of a sudden now it's everywhere.
What I like about Silver Edge is that every patch they change how it used to have an Echo Saber component.
Right.
And before that, it had an Ultimate Orb component. Then now it has a crit component. It's very clear that Icefrog, he flips a coin and he's like, whatever it lands on, that's the item that's going to go with Shadowblade to make Silver Edge. He's like, oh, 3 mangoes. Alright, 3 mangoes then.
Ooh, good harass, cutting off both people in the mid. Let's see, who do you think will win this mid matchup here? I mean, they always say that Viper wins lane, but Lina is very strong in lane as well.
Yeah, I think it's kind of going to be a wash. It's going to come down to like their individual skill. I don't think either one of them really beats the other in terms of lane stage. Like Lina can stay behind, throw out the Dragon Slate if she needs to get last hit. She also has extra cast attack range, so she's not as she's more ranged than most ranged heroes, including the Viper. Like Viper crushes it if he's up against a melee hero. If he's up against a range, most of the time it's kind of a wash.
Yeah, definitely.
Like if he was up against one of the spirits, Ember or Void, then you kind of get worried for them.
You'd be in big trouble. Yeah, it's funny how we haven't seen. I mean, only 2 games have happened, but usually you see a lot of the spirits being played. We got the Void Spirit, but no Ember Storm yet.
I always think that Earth Spirit must be adopted because all his brothers are Course. Why isn't he?
I mean, you could technically get away with support Void Ember Storm Copium.
Yeah, that's true, but you can't get a core Earth Spirit. Like the other ones are so good, they have part-time jobs.
What?
as support. He's like,
Haven't
hey,
you seen like people do mid Earth Spirit or off lane? I guess maybe not in the pro scene, but I guess animal pubs you see anything. So I see off lane Earth Spirits quite a bit and mid Earth Spirits.
actually, mid Earth Spirit was something for a while. I don't think we see it now, but by the way,
Big
this
stun.
Troll Warlord and Abaddon, like it is a bit of a tough lane to lane against because you can see he's got that level level 1 Curse of Avernus. That's tough. He doesn't have an Orb of Venom though. That would have added quite a bit of slow to him.
Ooh, Stardust taking a lot of damage.
I was about to call it level 1 Frostmourne, and I was like, oh well, that's not how it works.
Is that Dota 1?
That is not just Dota 1, but because Abaddon was the model for Arthas, and Arthas had that sort. You can tell I'm much older because I remember like Dota 1, Warcraft 3, and I said, she's like, is that Dota 1?
Oh, yep. When did you start playing Dota?
When it came out.
Like the first, when the first Dota came out?
Oh yeah, when the first Dota came out.
Oh
like,
wow.
There's so many stories that like we had before. You could buy Aegis. That was always fun. You could have,
My.
Oh, and when you buy Aegis, you get 3 charges of it. So, and Aegis provides you with like 35% damage reduction. So Dota games used to last like 2 or 3 hours, no problem.
Oh my gosh, no way.
I'm not kidding you. Like that's how it was. People would just buy Aegis. Everyone would have an Aegis because you have 3 lives. Why the hell would you buy Aegis?
Well, this is nice. At least Dota is bridging the gap between 2 generations.
I'm your generation, alright? What am I?
Are you? Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure.
And Void onto AA. AA is just one of those heroes that just takes so much damage. I mean, it's so squishy. 6 armor and 680 health, and when you're up against a Night Stalker, it's
Radiant's
just
middle tower is under attack.
not looking good.
Another thing is that the cold feet sort of forces you to run away from him, from the and that's one of the nice things about it. Oh, that's a 2-man call. That's a 2-man
That's
stun.
a nice stun by our Lion. Oh, but the Whirling Axes come out as well. Curse of Avernus stacks are just coming off. Ooh,
Ooh, what the
Whirling
hell?
Axes range. Very well played by Katarina.
That was kind of weird that Foxy just sort of stood there. Did you see that? Foxy was just like standing for a second, just not moving. That cost her life.
Lag, baby? Lag? As my pub teammates would say, lag, lag.
Anytime you guys lag.
Yep,
The
lag.
the thing about AA, by the way, is that he doesn't need a position 1 or whatever is laying with him to hold people down, like Slark, CK. These heroes are good, and
Ooh,
Viper.
our pulse 4 coming in. Kill this Viper, but there's a TP in from the AA as well. They will not be able to get the kill on Stardust. That was a good try in the south. It's gonna come off onto the Viper. Bring him back to life.
Good TP by Chensika, but you're still kind of suffering in the laning stage. And yeah, he needs to be with a Slark, a Chaos Knight, someone that can bring people back for the Cold Feet to proc, because Cold Feet is like 125 mana, and it's rarely proc. It'll never proc by itself. People will just always run out of it.
Right. It's just very hard playing against an AA though. I mean, the Chilling Touch is so pain. Little boxing gloves, as well as the Ice Vortex. You have to keep moving in fights.
I love the chilling. I love the chilling touch. I like when Ice Vortex gets the shard, because then you can just plant it all over the map, and it feels so much fun.
So pain.
It's so much fun. I think that's one of my favorite shard upgrades. I know it's not the best shard. Like it's a very good shard upgrade, but it's not one you want to generally rush at 20 minutes. But I always do. It's a ton of fun. Well, we are almost 6 minutes into the laning stage. Radiant winning it kind of handedly. You know, they're just doing it. We kind of expected that to happen.
I take it that you're a support player.
Well, of course. I mean, not by choice, but by circumstance, you know.
I see. So yeah, it's different when you're on the receiving end of the Ice Vortex shard. It's not the most fun.
So much, and you can see people like crawl through it.
Ah,
Especially when you get, and it's like they're so slow, and you just laugh at them.
well, I'm glad someone enjoys the pain.
That must be what techies players feel like, you know.
Oh yeah.
waiting
I've
for.
never played techies in a pub ever.
The same here, actually. Because
I'm proud of
because
it.
because I'm a good person.
Yep.
You know, I care about other people's happiness.
Yes, and we care about the Dota community.
Oh, what do you think of this? You know that there's this player who's buying high ranking accounts. What do
Oh
you think?
yeah, the Herald who's buying like immortal accounts or something.
He's not just buying immortal. They're like the top. We can be immortal, and that's fine. Like because there's like a big difference between 6K and 9K, which is what he's buying, by the way.
Right.
And apparently he won one game out of 39 games. So.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I just feel bad for his teammates. It's kind of unfair.
I love the guy. I think he's a legend.
Oh my god. See, we are on two different spectrums here. That's what I worry is that some people will like think this guy's the best and they will follow suit. They're gonna do it as well.
But the thing is that problem already sort of exists, and Foxy doesn't get that bounty run. I like how
Dire's
Chicken.
top tower is under
Okay,
attack.
Stun is
Fox is
not
like,
gonna-
get off my lawn, kid. You'll come
Yeah.
back.
Just as an Abaddon, your movement speed is so fast, so chasing it just kind of feels like a waste of time.
Was he like 320 or something? He's 325 without anything. Line with boots is 335, which is
Yeah.
crazy to think about.
Nighttime though, I'm surprised. I'd like to see something go down. Got full mana Night Stalker.
Radiant's
Gonna start
already
queuing.
There you go.
Ooh, the
Here's
void in
his
their
happening.
Fisher. He's not stuck in the tree though. So they can't go further. That static link is just so pain, man. It's such
That's-
an awful thing to play against.
That's sort of the best thing that they have for them, though. Like everything else is not looking very, very good. The Rays are doing kind of decently top lane is like their silver lining, and you say you wanted to do something, but Radiant is winning the lanes. They're not really pressured to do much. They like look at Axe. He's got 18 CS, in 8 minutes,
Oh wow, yeah.
and
I mean-
Troll Warlord is doubling that.
Right.
Troll Warlord's got 13 denies.
Oh wow, that's almost as much as the CS.
Radiant's
So
middle
if you're
tower is
Radiant,
under attack.
you might not want to switch things around too much, because when you're winning, like what is one of the tips I forgot who told me, a team coach, he's like, if you're winning, don't leave the lanes, because you're winning the lanes. Why would you leave the lanes? Why would you change things up when your formula is winning?
Right. And it seems that like Katarina, she's getting quite a lot of farm. She's free farming against 3 heroes, and Abaddon's kind of just sitting behind her,
It's like,
And I feel like she should be getting punished in this lane.
and they can't. Like even with these
Yeah.
people,
Is under
they're all
attack.
level 4. Like
Ooh.
Axe level 4, A level 4. They don't have Finger. They don't have Ice Blast. They don't have Culling Blade. So it
Radiant
just doesn't matter.
structures are fortified.
And this is so much space because you see top lane, they're actually pushing for the tower, and they've zoned out the Razor. The Razor is not a hero who jungles very well.
Yep. And that nice vision from the Dark Ascension. You guys gonna take this free tower. No consequences.
And blocking the stack over there, nice move by Chicken.
Dire's top
Doesn't get
tower
the
is
bouncer in
under
this stack though.
I love the name Chicken. Oh, but it looks like Chicken might be going down here. Cold Feet stuns, and there's the mana suck, but the shield comes off, and pause 4 only is hitting at Stardust, uses the Laguna Blade. The Viper Strike is used as well. They're just gonna hit each other back and forth. The stacks don't come off Fiery Soul because she's standing in that the
Dire's
Nether
top
Toxin,
tower
but
has
it's
fallen.
totally fine.
And by the way, that was a deny to the neutral creeps by Chicken, and like she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna die. I might as well go die. Like I might as well go die to an ancient creeps." And that was really smart because it also pulled people away from helping the Viper. Because if they had actually like ignored Chicken and gone to help the Viper, they could have turned around on the Lina. But instead, Chicken, really good play. Like, yes, she died, but she prevented her friends from dying, and she denied herself, and they got to on the Viper. It's crazy.
Space created indeed. Ah, they're playing really well here, and they're doing a lot of smart things that I definitely would not think of. I mean, our pause 5 Abaddon Chicken, like,
Radiant's middle tower is
stopping that
under
stack. Good for her. I'm proud of her personally.
Oh, I'm sure that means a lot to her.
I don't know her, but I hope it does.
We can talk to them after this game. Like,
Right.
"Well, we were really proud of what you did."
That was really great. Yep,
Like right in front of the other team as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
the deny. Nice work.
But bottom lane, they got everyone here. Everyone's here. They're walking in. They're trying to find someone. They don't actually smoke in. And Katarina, it's like,
Oh, she's gotta go back for the neutral. The Static Link is coming up, and so does the Battle Hungry with the Plasma Field. He will pop her ulti, but the Culling Blade. I forgot that's how that works. The Culling Blade just goes through the ulti.
And there you go. Live to dive. Actually, like, you know, punching back, you're getting 2 good kills for them. I think the worst thing about Patrol World is that was like neutral item or death. You know, it's like
Yeah, that's true.
Well,
It's funny. We both saw him turn around and we were like, oh no!
Still, AA is level 6, does have the blast now. That means that they might be able to bring people, like burst people down with it. Chicken, it's gonna be okay. I think there's one of them called Foxy and one of them is called Chicken. I know I'm gonna say Foxy Chicken at some point. I feel like that's gonna happen.
And there's a team called Foxy too, if I'm correct.
Oh yeah, wait. No, they're called Foxy Gaming actually. Yeah, they are called Foxy Gaming. Yeah.
Yeah, Foxy Gaming. I like this name, pause for only. Making
It's
it
a
clear
bait,
what she's
you
there
know?
to do. Oh wait, yeah, she's the mid player. It is a bait.
She fooled you too, you know? It's just,
She did.
and we're the ones who are omniscient and can see everything.
Yeah.
What is, looks like Torward is going to go for that Battle Fury, so no Maelstrom unfortunately. Just wants to basically farm creeps, and I don't blame her for that, because Troll Warlord, like, this may not be the exact game, because you're up against the Axe and the A, but other than that, feels like she'll just scale insanely well this game.
I think it's good that she's going the Battle Fury first, because I think it's good she's just gonna focus the farm. Because I don't think that the enemy team is something that you really want to fight into. I mean, we just saw what happened there with the Culling Blade, and you have all the disables, so you're not really gonna do much without getting that BKB first. The Static Link and the Plasma Field, as well as the Ice Blast coming off onto the Night Stalker. I don't think it'll be enough to
Nah, it won't be
kill
enough.
her.
It's like, what,
Bench?
12%? Nah, it's not gonna be nothing.
Alright, we got the Salve. They can turn this around. They still got Dark Ascension. They have Echo Slam.
AA's ulti took one of the biggest nerfs I've ever seen. Going from 40 to... Oh, there you go. Chicken.
Ooh.
He's broken.
Viper Strike. We also have the Athos on our Stardust. Ulti is used by our Night Stalker. She's just gonna get that extra vision. The call as well. But the LSA is used onto the Axe. The fight's kind of split in two between Night Stalker and Axe. Oh, but the Echo Slam! Oh my gosh, that was beautiful, but it's not enough damage to take anyone else down. There's no follow-up from our team. Oh my goodness!
Live to dive, turning it on, just getting 3 kills, only losing the Lion, who's not even level 6 yet. And that's a difference. What? Can we switch to net worth just to make sure that we're... Like, Troll War is still farming up a storm, but everyone else is catching up very nicely.
I am so
Radiant's
sad.
bottom tower is under
That
attack.
Echo Slam was so nice, but there was not enough damage to follow up. That
I mean,
was absolutely insane.
I mean, when you look at it, if Viper is pretty tanky at this stage, and if Razor gets the Static Link off for a few seconds, she did go for a lot of ATOS, so that's a
Radiant's
lot of
bottom tower
bonus
is
stats
under
as well.
attack.
No, sorry, no, she doesn't have it. She has the Falcon Blade, as well as the Strength
Dire's
Tread, so
top
that's a lot of
tower is
HP.
under attack.
The Ravages on the Viper, my bad.
Wow, unlucky.
So just a very pretty tanky. And Radiant, besides the Echo Slam, the supports don't do damage. It's mostly going to come out from the Lina and the Night Stalker. If Night Stalker is Static Link, then that's kind of a lot of your damage just mitigated.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be hard because I feel like this Razor can also fight early, so you're going to kind of be fighting a 5v4 until this troll is ready to come out.
I wonder if they will consider smoking just to see if the enemy has big stacks, because you do have an Axe on your side. Alright, let's look at any items here. Axe is very close to that Blink Dagger. That's going to help him out a lot. Lion is going for the Glimmer Cape and buys the recipe first. I gotta
Very
say,
interesting.
yeah, I gotta say, and I hope this isn't me, but I do feel like the Lion's less experienced than the rest of her team. You know?
Yeah, I definitely would never buy the recipe over the cloak.
But AA is doing good. She's maxing out the Chilling Touch, which is the best. I like that skill a lot. They're all in range of this Observer Ward in the bottom side for the Dire. I feel like they want to smoke. They do have a smoke on the AA, and are they gonna pop it?
I find it very interesting though that they're really trying to push this safe lane tower. I think the mid tower is more valuable, but you know.
Both teams also,
guess-
their carries are sort of like, whatever, I'm just gonna farm. Like you can
Yeah.
look at the map, by the way. There's two people on the northwest, and then everyone else is on the other side of the map. There you go, the
Right.
smoke. I think it was spotted because they're right next to the wards.
If they're going for these 4v4 fights, so I really think it's in favor of Live to Dive because they don't really have that much damage.
How
I mean,
is
like you said,
Lion-
besides the Night Stalker and the Lina, but you have the nukes on the Lion, you know, all the spins that will come off from the
Radiant are
axe,
scanning.
the
Oh, there you
Viper
go.
damage. Oh, and there it is. There's the call onto Lina. Perfectly timed with that Blink Dagger. Very well done.
Foxy hits level 6 as well, so Finger is available. A little bit late,
Ooh.
not gonna lie, but Chansika.
Chansika is deep, though. She just went to plant that ward, but got caught.
That's a DD ruin for the Night Stalker. He might be taking a fight here.
Extension
Yes.
is popped, and there's the silence as well. Everyone is silenced. This Lion looks like he's gonna go down very quickly. Jolly good, using the call. She's gonna drag him to the tower. But there's a lot of damage coming off the Night Stalker, and Static Link is used onto our Troll Warlord. The tower is doing some damage, as well as the Viper. The poison attack is too strong, and these fights are just going on the side of Dire, I believe.
Yeah, that last second plasma field catching two people on the edge doing max damage.
Dire's
It is
bottom
pretty.
tower is under
It can do a
attack.
ton of damage. What's it, 185 times 2? That is a lot.
Yeah, and you're doing that whole fight. Oh no! Arlena's getting caught again. There's the Abba shield to try to save her. And her Viper is just gonna keep right clicking with the poison attack. And Abba's gonna walk into the Nether Toxic now though. And go down with her as well.
By the way, Abaddon's ultimate was available, but because she was another toxin, did not activate.
I
She,
see.
and she did not manually use it, so that is why she actually fell in that fight. So it's kind of crazy because Live to Dive looked like they really lost laning stage, but these team fights going so well for them. StepSis, I mean, the Troll War is farming, but you didn't think Alina would be suffering at all.
Yeah, I think it was just a bit rough there because everyone was behind that tier 1 tower in mid, you know? So it's kind of a bit overextending to stand right in front of that. You know, even as a Lina, you have such high attack range, so there's no reason to have to stand way in front of the tower.
Alright, there's the smoke coming out from the Radiant side, though. StepSis, they found someone here, Laguna, and it's going to be the AA. Foxy might follow soon, but Viper's on the way. Foxy?
They're gonna keep chasing our Night Stalker with the Void and the Silence. Ooh, but a nice call from our Axe. The LSA does not connect, and the Viper's just standing there and hitting with that big poison attack. Right clicks, the Plasma Field is up as well. Will they chase Chicken? The Static Link not coming off yet. And Eye of the Storm just doing its thing. Oh, the Blink onto our Troll Warlord, and Static Link comes off. But a nice counter to Echo Slam. The Fisher comes off too, and he gets the ulti off on Troll Warlord, but the Culling Blade is too strong. Ice Blast coming in. Oh, it'll connect the Lina, and they could go for one more. The LSA connects on two, but the call does as well. Oh my goodness.
And Live to Dive, crazy team fight. They all they lost was a couple of supports, but they killed everyone on the other side. And I mean, if this is what buying Glimmer, okay, the recipe first on Lion does for your team, I'll buy it every game.
Oh my god. I think it's also just like really hard. Like I feel bad because you know our Earthshaker has gotten some really nice Echo Slams off. The counter Echo Slam right there was good, and a while ago, you know, the first Echo Slam, what was that? That was like a 5-man Echo, I think. It was really well done, but the thing is they don't have enough damage to follow up.
The course on the Dire side, they're doing an amazing job. They're playing very well together. The axes, like, I catch, you guys murder them, you know?
Right.
And it's just going super well for them. This might be another kill.
Oh, jolly good. Didn't manage to get the blink off.
That's a report right there.
Oh no. Oh
But yeah,
my.
that was a kill, but it happens, you know? It's no big deal.
Yeah, I feel like Live to Dive is playing the map really well as well. I mean, they're pushing this tier 2 tower. They know they're much stronger than the enemy team, and it's daytime, so there's not much that Radiant can do.
And this tier 2 bottom, if they're able to get it, means that they'll also be able to get the outpost. This will kind of cripple the enemy support because they're not going to get any AHP.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
I mean, and
Radiant's
imagine
bottom
just
tower is under attack.
Radiant supports trying to get that outpost back, and you see a big scary axe calling you. You know, you don't want to go anywhere near this area anymore.
Radiant's
Dire has it
bottom
all
tower
warded
has
up.
fallen.
and they've got a lot of map control.
Axe is gonna go for that blade mail. I like it. I mean, it is a very standard pick as well, but it's good. It's good for him in this game. For her. She's always getting those big calls, so why not maximize the damage you can do with it?
And it's nice also because you have those attack speed passives on both Lina and Troll, and the Night Stalker is also going to be hitting quite hard and fast. So it's going to be a lot of damage reflected.
Alright, looks like Roshan is going to be the play for StepSis here. They do have a DD rune on the Troll War, so DD will not last long. It looks like the dire side is getting ready. They're kind of getting together. Will they smoke up and go for it? They're grouping.
I don't think they noticed though. That's a free Aegis for Radiant. This
Troll.
could be what they needed.
Yeah, killing Troll Warlord twice. The thing is, I want to have a question. I wonder if Culling Blade is used on someone with Aegis and it kills them. Does the cooldown still go back to 0?
I think it does.
Okay.
I think. I wouldn't see why it wouldn't.
Because I know that I think you still get like dual damage and finger stacks when you kill someone with Aegis. So I can imagine Culling Blade would also, because you technically count as killed them. Oh, nice jump.
There's a call onto our Earthshaker. A lot of spells were used for that, though. I feel like maybe we didn't have to use Ice Blast.
Yeah, especially now that it's much longer. But it's still a like what 60-second, 50-second cooldown.
Yeah,
it's level
very
1 or 2.
short cooldown.
It used to be short. It used to be 40. It used to be so good. 40 at every level. That was insane.
Wow. Very brave play also, though. I mean, Radiant just got the Aegis, but Dire wanted to, they're like, you know what, we're so strong, doesn't matter, let's go fight them anyways. And they found a really good pick-off just for that extra gold and XP.
But Dire has also done a really good job of taking. Look at the bottom lane. They have like three observers and 1 sentry. Like they got. I like how they have an observer on the hill and an observer on the low ground. Actually, they have 4 observers.
There's 4.
4.
I think it's a bit inefficient use of observers, but I mean,
it works, right? Got them the kill.
oh my
But
god.
imagine if you're on the Radiant, you plant 1 sentry and you find 2 orbs. You're like, oh my god, I literally had this dream last night.
Yeah, I know. That's a pause 5's heaven right there. Imagine all that gold. What are you gonna buy? Glimmer Cape recipe.
Or no, more sentries.
That is true. More sentries. That'll encourage people to buy more sentries, in fact.
I actually think that's why Observer Wards give golden EXP. It's more like to, oh, that's a bad smoke. It actually was spotted. Looks like Chicken's like, yeah, I guess I'll just do wards.
Well, time for Chicken to get all that money back.
All the money we
Maybe?
were talking about. Yeah, I think some of the changes that happen are pub changes meant to encourage certain behaviors, and one of them is the sentry. Is that Observer Wards give you golden EXP? It's like, oh, okay. Because a lot of supports were really like, why would I buy sentries? They don't give me anything. But now it's like, oh, you're incentivized to do that.
Was there a time where destroying sentries got you gold? I don't remember.
No, just enemy observer wards.
I see.
Yeah.
I miss though when you used to deny and you'd get gold from that.
Actually, Alchemist gets gold from enemy sentry wards because of Greevel. Anything you kill gives you gold. So you actually get gold from that.
Oh, interesting. That I did not know. So it seems we
That's why I'm here, for a bit of fun trivia. And
That is fun. Fun learning about Dota. Yep. I know, it's so crazy because I have like, how many hours? Like 5,000 hours in Dota, but I still have so many questions.
And it's some of those questions you're like, you're not sure how to get the mechanics to work in an actual game. So and by the time you log off, you log on again, you forgot that you even had that question.
Yeah, so true.
Like, Zota's full of crazy mechanics. Like when you have multiple shields on someone, which one takes damage first?
Right.
So, like
yeah, I didn't think about that.
Like I remember when Living Armor used to have like instances. You have to like, when you hit someone, it removes an instance, but blocks the damage fully or something like that. No, it was not like 100 damage exactly.
There's the Dark Ascension being popped. We have the BKB on the Night Stalker as well. Will she pop it? Might not need to right now. There she goes. She pops the BKB. Lion dies almost instantly. Jolly good is just having to run away. And she pops the Blade Mail, but it doesn't really do much. This Night Stalker is going to keep eating the supports. It's a very good play. See, this is AA in line. It's just straight food once you have that BKB. They can't do much. They're going to chase after Princess with the Fisher also. Very nicely done. The Troll ulti is popped as well, and they're going to take down the Razor.
I mean, It like both teams seem to have this switch when they turn on and they like play super well and live to
Yeah.
dive. They were not ready for that. They took out the lion first, as well as Axel. That's all their control is just removed straight away from the fight. And you can see A just sort of lumbers away like, oh my, I got no feet. How am I supposed to run away? And they get her after that.
Really good
Trying-
play by Radiant.
Yeah. It's a lot of it goes, of course, to the Night Stalker.
For sure. I mean, getting that
Dire's
line
middle
first,
tower is under
that's
attack.
Still,
big.
Aegis, once it expires, that does give Dire the chance to fight back, you know? It's only
Dire's
10 seconds
bottom
left, so
tower is
next
under
fight, Dire might have said, alright, we don't want to
Dire's
fight.
bottom
Nobody
tower
takes the
has
fight
fallen.
until 26-20, you know? Until 26-20, no one's fighting. Then 26-20, alright, now we can fight. You can see they smoke up immediately. They are ready for this. They know the
Dire's
Aegis is
bottom
expiring
tower
at this
is
time.
under attack.
Foxy, not part of the smoke, though.
But we have a fresh BKB onto our troll also, so fights are going to get much harder from here on out.
Dire's bottom tower is under
That's true,
attack.
but I mean, but Berserker's Call goes through it, so does Ice
That
Blast.
is true.
And Viper Strike. And Static Link. Now that I think
Actually,
about
wow, yeah.
it. And Eye of the Storm, you know? It's like that, half the skills go through it.
But being able to not get hexed and stunned, that does make a pretty big, significant difference. I mean, when you're hexed, it's like 4 seconds when it's maxed out of just not being able to do anything.
Yeah, but only if the Lion can get the jump. And I don't know if Lion has a Blink Dagger. I think she went for the Glimmer Cape first. Yeah, she's got Glimmer Cape, well, Wand, and Tranquil Boots. So she's not exactly going to be... I say that she could actually walk up to them invis and use the Hex.
This
But-
was a pause for Lion though, right?
Sorry, yeah, it was a lot. It was for, yes.
So I find that very interesting because, you know, pause for Lions, you have some space to be a bit greedier in my opinion. You know, you just go straight Blink and I think that's the best and most efficient way to go.
Yeah, but I don't think Foxy had the best game this series, was she? No, not bad. I mean, I say not bad. I mean, 0-5 isn't exactly great,
Radiant's
but
top
it's
tower
not
is
that
under
bad.
attack.
Could be worse.
Dire
Yeah.
Could be
are
worse.
scanning.
It could always be worse. So we have the 5-man smoke on Dire, but our Razor is revealed and they go in with Jolly Good. No call is used though. The force staff away by Chicken.
They kind of could have caught the Abaddon, but they were like, do we really want to spend spells on him? Especially if he gets his ultimate off, if Viper's not there to break him in time, that could be costly. So, kind of letting him go, but also they let go of their opportunity. Oh, by the way, I know you talked about the BKB, he's also got SNY, so that's the disables will also last quite a bit shorter, quite a bit less on him.
Our Axel's getting a Halberd, which is a really good item in this game. I mean, you can stop the Troll from hitting, stop Lina from hitting, stop the Night Stalker from hitting. So I think that's a really nice pickup. It always feels kind of painful though having to buy one. I don't know why. It's just like an item that like, like I'm not getting this item to do damage or to, you know, make, you know, big plays. You're doing it to stop the other team from hitting. So fun.
But it's so good against like in this game, like
It
you
is.
said, like
It
against
really
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
we have
I
the
think-
blink on our Night Stalker also. And this AA is just gonna go down.
And yeah, they kind of need AA though. Like without the AA's ultimate, the enemy has too much sustain, so they can't actually fight. And slowly, StepSis is just taking more and more control of the map.
Yep. I love hearing the Night Stalker auto attack like sounds so
It's not-
crunchy.
I was gonna say crunchy, damn it.
Yes.
I was like, yeah, it's like.
Yeah, it's
Giving,
like. Oh, and there's our mid players dueling it there. Night Stalker ulti popped as well. They see the Stardust. They're gonna take this Viper down to season unless we get a good counter call by Jolly Good. Ooh, but she is silenced by the Night Stalker. Jolly Good going in just to die.
I mean, it feels like Live to Dive is very separated. Like when they were playing their best when they were all together. You know, they were taking these team fights, but now it just feels like every time we see a fight happening, it's just it's StepSis bringing more of the numbers.
Right.
Dire's top
That's
tower
funny because it
is
looked
under
like
attack.
StepSis was doing great in the laning, and then it
Yeah.
kind of went over to Live to Dive, but now it's back to StepSis. That's just the easy line pickoff by Night Stalker.
This game has more twists than like Squid Game. You know, it's like I don't know how I was gonna go.
Dire's top tower is under
Well.
attack.
It's a bold statement. We'll see if it holds up.
Razor's gonna go for that Salt Cuirass, which is pretty good. They offer against a lot of physical damage, and the BKB will just give him all the survivability against magic that he needs. It's just how are you gonna start fights? It has to be the Axe gets a good call on a couple of people. If it's on one person, then the Abaddon can save them. You don't want that.
Yeah, it's hard though because I feel like with this Earthshaker also sitting behind, when this Axe comes into call, you always have to be scared because, you know, they can come in with a counter Echo Slam. It's like when Axe gets a good call, everyone wants to jump in and like hit that person that's getting called, right? You
Yes.
can't really do that when you're waiting for that Earthshaker to show up.
A bit harder though for Earthshaker to get that. He's up against 4 ranged heroes besides the Axe though. So they could be attacking him from like different angles. They'll be pretty far behind the Axe. So he has to blink like past the Axe into the team. I think it's still okay for them to die because of that. I like sometimes when you look at some heroes and what they backpack and what they hold. Like
yeah.
Razor is holding on to the magic wand over
Not the Hyperstone.
Right? I was like over
Yeah.
the Hyperstone. Alright.
Yeah, you ever keep just like a lucky quelling blade until like minute 50?
Oh, I've seen that. I've seen some people do that when they have the quelling. Like they would buy something that gives them more damage and they put it in the backpack and they're like,
Radiant's
but
top
yeah,
tower is
quelling
under
blade.
attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know?
Radiant's
Ooh, a lot of
structures
TPs coming
are
into this top
fortified.
tower. They might look to fight. Our Night Stalker, Dark Ascension is popped. Blink in. BKB is popped as well. She's just kind of getting kited by the Force Staff though and the Glimmer, but she manages to catch the AA and she's smacking him down. BKB has expired.
Oh,
So the Viper ulti is gonna come up. And Arlena is just gonna keep hitting, but she's getting static linked as well. The buyback comes off into the AA to Blast, but the Blast doesn't really connect, or maybe connects onto Chicken. The Chicken is stuck there. Our mid laner is gonna walk
Dire's
away.
bottom tower is under attack.
Ooh, our Troll Warder is low too. What happened to him? Or her?
Alright, so they get a 2 for 2. They didn't have to get a buyback though coming out from the Ancient Apparition, so pretty evenish trade I'd say because of that. And because they're behind, an even trade kind of favors lift to dive.
Our
Although
Troll Warlord has a Satanic now.
you can dispel Battle Hunger, you can dispel some of the slows from Viper, and I think the Mana Drain also you can just dispel it as well. But other than that, a lot of the spells will be hit by our stuns. So
Radiant's
when
And
you're
you can't
stunned,
dispel the
Under
AA
attack.
ult.
yeah, unfortunately. Or the
We don't
Viper
have an Echo
Strike.
Slam. There's the Fisher. Harass a bit. Nice Force Staff out. I love the Bullwhip. Such a fun item.
It is. It's great. Like you can whip at the allies to move faster, with the enemies to go slower.
Yep.
Which is kind of weird that it like works like that when you think about it.
I know when you see like there's like 4 of you chasing down one enemy and you whip him. It's just a little weird.
The animation is great for it though.
Yeah, it
I
is.
love the animation that has like an actual whip.
Yeah, and the sound is it's too good.
Let's see what items. It looks like Ancient Apparition is going for that shard. He does have the chilling touch if he wants to get it. There's going to be a second Roshan of the game, so there's a shard there if they want to give it to any of their supports. Looks like Lion might be getting that Force Staff on the way. Well, yep, does have the Force Staff. So that's very defensive items for Lion.
There's a lot of Force Staffs in this game.
I think, you have to get it, right? Oh, here we go.
There's the Night Stalker ult. They know they're gonna run towards the Roche Bin. There's the blink in. Will our Night Stalker be able to steal the Aegis? Oh, but she doesn't. Razor takes it, and it's just a crazy fight. The Troll used the ulti, chopping down everyone, and everyone's gonna try to run away. But the nice Fisher, and followed up by the LSA. Our ES is playing really well here, and we still have an Echo Slam to use.
I don't know when she became our ES, but yes, she is. She's playing really well.
Yes, the ES.
And oh, Katarina, my Katarina is playing so well in this
What?
game on the Troll Warlord.
I'm very impressed though by the ES because she's been hitting a lot of these really good Fishers, a lot of really like well hit spells. Echo Slams are very nice as well.
Yeah, she was able to just block the supports, and it feels like the supports on Dai are always just dead in the beginning of the fight. Like the fight happens,
Yeah.
they always aim the line. Lion has like the finger of death available. I think she's got like one finger charge. That's it. They just
Dire's
just
middle
one
tower
finger charge.
is
They're
under
always
attack.
taking out the supports, and it's very clever. That's what you want to do.
Yeah. I mean, I'd say courtesy of the NS because that's just the and there is the big Echo Slam once again, getting that axe with really low health. Katarina just running after the Razor. The Razor is slow as well, but the static link is making her do not so much damage. Will they be able to follow up? The BKB is popped on Princess. Will they have a Fisher to block him off, block her off? The borrow time is used as
Dire's
well.
middle tower is under attack.
They can get this tier 3 tower, but they're waiting for their creeps.
Dear, it's
Our troll is gonna go farm some ancients for a bit.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Ice blast hits our
Dire's
Night
structures
Stalker.
are
The
fortified.
Night Stalker. We got 2 cards also, so it'd be nice to push the towers.
yeah, but still,
cards will
they're
go
still
down.
gonna go though. And I think the AA shards. No, still does not have the shard though. How close is she? She's still 400 gold away, but really needs it. Unfortunately, she also maxed out every other spell besides Ice Vortex, so it's only gonna get like the full value at level 16. It's a little awkward to do that. Like the skill build is not really working with the item build.
Sounds like you, my friend, are the AA connoisseur.
I've dabbled with AA once or twice. And,
You've dabbled.
yeah, I enjoy AA. I think AA is just a really fun hero, but I think the hero is not longer viable because of the ulti nerf. The ulti nerf was too much.
I see. 5-man smoke coming out.
Dire
We
are
see
scanning.
a big fight. They get the scan off onto the Troll Warlord. Will they find him though?
I'm surprised they're putting the well, it
Ooh.
should be axe in the front. There you go. They're gonna
There
smoke
it
in
is.
break.
They see the axe and they get the call. The whirling axe is well, the stats is top 2, and so does the ice blast. But the BKB is popped. Night Stalker's coming in with his BKB as well. They're able to turn it around on the axe. The axe is melting, and Katarina is gonna go chase down everyone. The lion melts as well. They still have to stay panicked, but the ice blast is keeping him from life stealing. Easy chicken borrow time is popped as well. The LSA connects onto 2 heroes, but our Stardust is BKB'd, and Stardust will now go down.
I don't want to be like a broken record, but that was another missed stun by Lion, by the way. Like they walk up, they were able to get the Berserker's Call, and Lion actually missed the stun from the Earth Spike. And like if there was a time to land the stun, that was it. You know, that was when you needed to land the stun because there's no finger of follow up, and Troll World, they should have been able to kill
Dire's
Troll
middle
World.
tower is under attack.
So it's something to like really think about. Like maybe this is just not working. You might want to put the Lion on like an optimal or
Dire's middle
something.
barracks are under
I always
attack.
feel like it's so sad to see, like, you know, when you're in that case, you're dire and you're trying to make a good play. You know, you're trying to 5-man smoke, make something happen, but it just turns
Dire's
against
middle
you.
barracks
It's
has
always kind of painful to see something like that happen.
They were able to get like a couple of kills. Oh, there you go.
Call into the lead up with the Ice Blast. I think this is going to be... Oh, but nice Force Staff. Foxy using the finger. The BKB comes out as well. Miss Culling Blade. Oh, and there it is! The 3-man Echo Slap again by Divine. She's playing absolutely... Oh my goodness gracious. She's playing so good. I'm like fangirling here.
Dire's top tower.
Ah, he's going
And
again.
there's the buyback in the call. I think it's a worth it buyback. She might be able to go for Chicken and
Dire's
Divine.
top tower has
But
fallen.
she only has the line behind her, so...
Dire's bottom
I'd say that's a
tower is
pretty
under
good
attack.
buyback to get that Lena.
And like you said, like Divine is playing out of her mind with that Echo Slam, just winning them the team fight hands down. That's not what you were hoping for from the playmaking core, but and again, Lion like Foxy missed the stun with the Earth Spike when kind of like you can't afford to miss these stuns. You need these stuns to land to get those kills, and gotta play it like that.
Yeah, I'm legit like fangirling for Divine right now. That is, she's been just hitting some really great spells and like, oh my gosh, wow. I have no words. I'm literally blushing. That was so good.
It is. I mean, just every time getting the 3-man Echo Slam like that, it's crazy. Axe is, I think she's almost got the Heaven's Halberd very soon. She's also going to go for the BKB after that. Penta Edge Sword. Now that's really good for people who attack fast, and luckily you have Troll World and Lena who can benefit from it.
Yeah, that's
But-
true. It's funny because like you think because it gives that like extra melee range buff that you know you're put it on the melee hero, but you know it works on pretty much anyone.
I mean, 45 damage is a lot. You know?
Yeah, it is.
And it has a chance to slow attack speed and movement speed, so it's like I want someone who hits fast to proc that as much as possible.
I mean, you get that 45 damage on top of that crit also from her Silver Edge. I can't do the math, but I can tell you that's a lot of damage.
That's a good amount there. It's like 45 plus 20. That's a lot. And Telescope is going to come out for both teams. Definitely one of the best tier 4 items because it gives everyone cast range and everyone attack range. Well, all the range at least. So it's a good item to have.
Roche is
Checking
not
for
yet up.
Roche. It's only about a minute and a half for us to know when it will respawn. So it's gonna be a long time before we see Roshan.
I don't know why. I always just like can never understand. Like I know it's like so simple. It's like what intervals of like 3 minutes is it? Or
Okay,
2 minutes or something?
It's like this. You can hold the Aegis for 5 minutes after you kill Roshan.
Mm-hmm.
Roshan spawns 8 to 11 minutes after he dies.
Ah, right. Okay. Yeah. So it's like 8 minutes and 3 minutes after. Oh, and there we have the Dark Ascension popped on to our teams. There's gonna be a big fight here. Lena got called. They're stuck by this Fisher. See, this is exactly what I mean. This Fisher is keeping them apart. But the attack rate of Lena gets down the axe. They're gonna chase after this Viper now. Stardust is invis. She has the cloak. But the Fisher stops him, and it's just looking like another wipe from Radiant. A nice pick by Night Stalker. Very nice seeing it. The blink,
It's not
very
the
good.
heat. It's
See,
the
that cloak is a
radiation.
very cool item because it's like there's no like animation, right? It's just like you're instantly invis.
Yeah, exactly.
Dire's top
There's no
barracks are
fade
under
time. I
attack.
think it's
Yeah.
is the exact name for it. But
Yeah.
it's really good. They won't go through backdoor protection. They don't actually have creeps anywhere near. The closest one is top lane, but they don't care. You do have the Abaddon, you have the Troll Warlords. You don't see a few hits off. One of them start running fast, let's like have the tower. There you go. Creeps are here.
Dire's
It's
top
so funny.
barracks
Like
has fallen.
you just troll goes so fast. It's so weird.
And they buy back a little bit here, but on Princess. But looks like Chicken throwing a bit of a little flame here.
Abyssal
We might be
Blade.
losing.
Dire's middle tower.
Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna be able to recover from this. They're just going straight for the tier 4 towers. The missed LSA, she's not gonna be able to get the AA.
Dire's middle tower. has
There's no
fallen.
buybacks on any of the other teams. They have forts, but
I mean, it's basically GG at this point. So
Yeah.
it's just, like, instead of live to die, they start holding on for honor's sake, but StepSis basically has the game in the bag.
Dire's middle tower.
I mean, the rest are coming back in 10 seconds, though.
blink in by Night Stalker in the bashes. RNG, very nice.
Is under
I mean, see, that's the thing is that we were talking about. It's Razor just doesn't feel like it scales as well as this troll does. Our troll is hitting at 1,000,000 times per second.
is under attack.
Oh, there's the Ice Blast. Oh, Dark Ascension is ready, but our Night Stalker goes down and Axe goes down from the Laguna Blade. There's no buyback from the Axe, and Princess is just gonna chase after a pause 4 only, but she will go down. I
No
think
buyback
it's
on
about time
Princess.
to call
Dire's
GG.
ancient is under attack.
Now, I mean, they are determined to let them, like, use all their time here.
That's a tactic for the next game.
Is
I don't know, they might be discussing the draft the next game. We do have our running schedule. But yeah, game 1 goes to StepSis. GG is called now. There's a throw this down, but doesn't matter. StepSis, very dominant in this game. There was that period, like post-laning stage, where Live to Dive was able to just make a lot of good plays around the map. But other than that, StepSis really had the game in the bag the whole time.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. They really killed it during the laning stage. They did have that little period where it was a little scary for them, but then they managed to just come back, and I just have to give it to Divine, man. She she posted up when she needed to.
She did. She put up a lot, and it was like the way she was getting the Echo Slam, even bottom lane in the first fight. She was able to get like a 3-minute Echo Slam with no Blink Dagger, just walking into them. So really well played by Divine, and of course Katarina as well. Like you can look at the score, like he just did really well on the Radiant side. Thanks a lot to the space made by Miss Anvor. I don't know how to pronounce that name. I think it's Miss Anvorgiza.
Anvorgeza.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a really good play by her too. I mean, she, when you're a Night Stalker and using your ult, you're just basically like a walking ward. So
Yeah.
I mean, you see the KD, it's nothing flashy, but she still did put a lot of work in those team fights.
I mean, when you're the first person in, you can't lay down and say, "Oh, they died a lot." It's like, yeah, that's your job. You jumped in, you were able to survive as long as you can. And she always silenced all the supports. Like we're seeing Foxy and H Apparition always falling first in the fight, and that's thanks to Miss Night Stalker. There we go.
Yep.
So that's going to be game 1 between StepSis and Live to Dive, though. We're going to take a little bit of a short break, and we'll come back to game 2. And hopefully Live to Dive will have a bit of counters to their strategy. We are back to FSL 3 for the Dota 2 tournament. Mutomo joining me is Sophie. We just saw StepSis taking out Lift to Dive in what was a bit of a roller coaster game. You know, it was StepSis, then Lift to Dive, then StepSis again. But they came out on top, and it was a good game for them. And we're going to go live into Game 2's draft right now. And I think we're about halfway through the draft. There you go. We actually have been through the draft a little bit. Lift to Dive, they have the Lich as well as the Jakiro, where StepSis takes the Hoodwink as well as the Grimstroke.
I'm not that big of a fan of the Lich pick because I just feel like as a pause 5, there are just so many better pause 5s. But let me tell you, I'm a big fan of the Hoodwink pick. I love that hero.
I don't. I've never played. I haven't played with her yet, but I think she's kind of cute the way she talks and stuff.
Oh yeah, it's just such a fun hero to just create chaos. And I mean the ulti. Just as a hero, you do so much damage. The bushwhack, DOT, and the ulti. And I mean, who knows? This could be a core Hoodwink we're looking at. I really hope it is. But yeah, I love the Hoodwink pick. It's really fun. And Grimstroke is also one of my favorite pause 5s, but I feel like it's not picked that often.
The problem with Grimstroke is that getting the hero ultimate off is so important. Mm-hmm. It's not that like the best cast range. Well, it's pretty decent, but it's not the best. You have to make sure the combo is available for this spell because sometimes you like Doom jumps on someone and Grimstroke is like nowhere nearby. You still use the Doom. Of course you use the Doom, so the Soulbind combo is gone. So Grimstroke is definitely a hero that even in the pro scene doesn't see much success.
Yeah,
so,
they take the Viper again though.
Well, I mean they were like banning some of their heroes, so we might as well take the hero now. While you can.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that's 3 range on Lift to Dive. I'm one of those people who definitely advocates of something like a 2-tier of heroes where you have a tier that's in the front line, a tier is a bit more behind. And I look at Lift to Dive, I'm like, yeah, Vipers can sort of go into the front line, but can be bursted down. And Lich and Jakir definitely can't. Like, they definitely don't want to be in the front.
Yeah, as these supports, you definitely do not want to be seen, especially Lich. I feel like you're going to be very in trouble, especially because you're going to be quite poor. I'd say. I mean, if this is a pause 5 Lich, you're going to be quite poor. So there's kind of no way of escape here.
Ironically, Lich's best partner is on the other side, the Grimstroke, because the double chain frost is amazing. Like it's not like that's a combo that you can execute pretty early in the game, useful throughout the whole game basically, but not going to be able to do that. StepSis, they're wondering now who are they going to team up with the Grimstroke Hoodwink combo. Doom is banned as well as Night Stalker. Who they go with? They go with
Mars.
Mars, baby. Now that's an interesting hero. No real synergy with the other ones, but a very strong offlaner.
I do like the Mars pick. We haven't seen it in this tournament yet. We've seen quite a bit of. What have we seen so far? We've seen quite a bit of Night Stalkers.
10 seconds remaining.
Vipers.
Yeah, Vipers, kind of the same heroes, but
5 seconds remaining.
This StepSis draft is, I think, all new heroes. I don't think we've seen any of these this tournament yet.
Yeah, for sure. And who are they going to pair up with the Mars, though?
Someone's
who's going to be with? They go with the Lina again.
Classic.
Lina has been, we've seen her in like basically every match so far. And you can't blame the teams for picking what's the best mid hero right now.
Yeah, I mean, you can play it in mid, you can play pause 4. I wouldn't say you could play it anywhere else though, but you've got a couple options in case you want to flex pick it first.
Lift to Dive now, they're going to be showcasing either their mid or their mid carry or offlane. Basically, Viper is flexible, so she can be played in either role. I kind of feel like I want them to go with something that can go in the front. I like Tidehunter, but then you're up against Hoodwink and Mars. Sorry, Tidehunter's banned. I was going to say Centaur. We're up against Hoodwink as well as the Mars, so Stampede's less useful and you can break the passive. But it is pretty good up against the Grimstrokes because you can just Stampede and the people can just run away. They'll hold hands while they run away.
Hold hands. Yeah, very true. They'll hold hands and run away. Yeah, it's interesting because when I played in FSL, Centaur was a really big pick. You see it almost like every game. I forgot which meta that was, like which patch that was, where Centaur was like you would always just pick Centaur and then get Vanguard, like fast Vanguard, and you just take tower down super fast. Like, it's always picked, but now I rarely ever see it. Ooh, Faceless Void.
I mean, that is a bunch of combos there, by the way. You have good combos with the Nether Toxin, good combos with the Chain Frost, good combos with the Macro Pyre. Like, there's a lot of things that can work inside the Chronosphere. But you still need someone in the
10
front to
seconds
provide vision,
remaining.
because Faceless Void doesn't really... Like, you can start fights if you have wards in the area. You
5
can time
seconds
walk in and
remaining.
chrono. But if you don't have wards in the area, someone else is going to have to be the front line, because you cannot, take a Mars Spear, Lina Stun, and survive. There's no saves on Lift to Dive.
Yeah, I think this Faceless Void is also kind of a tricky pick, especially for the lane. I mean, you have Grimstroke. Well, no, you're actually against a Hoodwink Mars, so you're gonna be like disabled quite a lot if you land those spears and those bushwhacks. I mean, those two skills are also, I guess you'd call them skill shots, right? But I guess bushwhack seems like
Radiant
less of a
team
skill shot
ban.
because it's kind of got AoE. But anyways,
Dire
you get what
team
I
ban.
mean.
Oh, I
Yeah,
don't know.
I mean, you get that bushwhack first and you spear him into it. You just hold him down for like quite a bit, and that's kind of a lot of damage on the Faceless Void.
Steps is banning out the Invoker, which is a hero that I was thinking that Live to Dive might consider, because it will give you all that extra AoE damage with the Agnum Scepter.
10 seconds
But that's
remaining.
gone, so now they have to think about something else. The question is, do we think Viper is
5
mid or off
seconds
lane?
remaining.
That's sort of the biggest deal. It's like, where's Viper gonna go? I'm kind of hoping it's gonna be a Viper mid, just so that... Sorry. Yeah, I guess I would do want a Viper mid, just so we can have an off lane
Radiant team
they
ban.
can be in the front. But then they have another problem. Like, what combo do you have that works with the Chronosphere? Because the Sand King's just out. That would have been a pretty good one. You Epicenter, you blink into the Chronosphere, and the Epicenter is still active.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of hope to see a Viper offlane just because I want a different
10
mid matchup,
seconds remaining.
See something different from last game, that
5
is.
seconds
But
remaining. Dire
I think
team
Viper
pick.
mid would definitely be the better pick here.
Radiant team pick.
What are they gonna go with here? They go with the Juggernaut. All right. I mean, there is a lot of things you can avoid with the spin. Basically, everything except the Viper Strike, as well as the Chronosphere. And you can just spin towards the enemies and kill them. Either and the Grimstroke with the extra movement speed will be very
10
helpful.
seconds remaining.
No big combo for the Soulbind apart from the Laguna Blade. I think
5
nothing else
seconds remaining.
actually works on multiple targets.
How does Omni Slash work? It just works normally, right? If you on someone who's binded.
Yes, and I think that there's the spells like Omni Slash and Nether Strike, things like that, where the person is the spell. Like the person throws their body. What they do is that the person you target, it goes to the other one. Like, let's say, you soulbind Lich and Jakiro, use Omni Slash on Lich. Instead, Juggernaut will jump to Jakiro first.
Oh.
It's a bit weird how that interaction works, but that's basically how it is.
Well,
Live to
today
Dive
I
now.
learned.
Yeah, I mean, today has been very informative, right?
It has been very educational.
Let's see. What are they going to go with here? They need some sort of AoE damage that can work inside the Chronosphere, and they need a mid lane and a melee hero to do that.
I don't know.
There?
It seems like if, as of right now, I definitely like StepSis' lineup better because I feel like you're gonna have to make a lot of space for your Void, and the thing is, they don't really have any initiating heroes. Okay, yeah, as I was saying, they don't really have that many like initiating heroes to go, fight us for and give their Faceless Void some space. I feel like they're gonna struggle getting these pickoffs or doing these team fights.
So it's going to be the 4 Lich and the 5 Jakiro. I was kind of thinking it might be the other way around, but yeah, Necrophos. I mean, I get Heartstopper as damage for inside the Chronosphere. That feels like it's so lame, though.
It's a bit of a stretch.
They're calling that. I mean, with the Aghanims, though, it becomes damage because when you like 5% damage a second, that's like almost 20% during the 4-second Chronosphere. That's a lot. But that's a long time from now. It is going to be the mid Lina, off lane Mars, like standard picks. Divine is going to be playing the Hoodwink, which I expected. I think that Divine, that's more her style, just the heroes that can do these big plays. And Grimstroke is going to be on Chicken. Overall, I feel like the drafts are actually kind of even. My only issue is that I think StepSis is just a better team, so that's why I'm going to favor them in this match as well.
Right. I think. Well, to me, it just seems like the Necrophos pick. I think there could have been like a better, like something that just like blinks and stuns, or because it's gonna be hard for the Necrophos to get farm or do much, especially when they have so much burst on StepSis. You have the Sharpshooter, the Laguna Blade. I mean, Spear does a decent amount of damage.
Yeah.
This is like, this Necro is just gonna melt.
Yeah, that's kind of the worst part about the Necrophos in this game is that there's also a good the mixture of
Prepare for
damage is
battle.
insane. Do I want to take an Omni Slash or a Laguna Blade? Well,
Yeah, you gotta choose one.
so I was like, all right, I guess I'll just take the damage. Thanks so much.
That
So
is too good.
it is a bit tough game for the Necrophos.
Yeah, I don't know. I just see it just favored to StepSis.
Lenny mid. Yeah, I favor StepSis as well. But I played the game today with Necrophos offlane and I won. So I'm kind of feeling the Necrophos pick. I'm like, it could
Out of
work.
personal experience.
I won with it. Therefore, anyone can win with it. That's how
Yeah.
it goes.
I mean, the tricky thing is, you're also playing against a Jug, right, in the lane. So you have Jug and
30
Grimstroke.
seconds to battle.
That is a combo that is one to be feared. You just Ink Swell and spin, and I think it's like one of the few combos that you can kill any hero level, or not, I wouldn't say any hero, but most heroes level 1.
They have enough
See,
damage. Maybe
it's
not.
the Bushwhack and Spear combo. But yeah, it's like, not many heroes can kill other heroes, just level 1. But with the Inkswell and the spin, surely you can.
Yeah. And
The battle begins.
like Necrophos is not exactly very fast. You don't look at the guy who's barely able to walk and think speedy. He's 280 movements. I think that's one of the slowest movement speeds in the game. All right, let's play a game, and this is going to be a trivia time. Who is the slowest hero on Dota 2?
Oh gosh, I can't tell you, man. Okay, I see Viper's already slower than Necro, but that doesn't make sense. Viper, you're a flying like snake with wings, and Necro's like an old man on 2 legs. Ooh, some nice stun, some good harass.
Close, but not quite.
Actually, it's 4 people who are the slowest. All right. So a little while ago, this was like a year ago. They actually had one slowest, and it was Broodmother. She had she had like 270 movement speed. But everyone, of course, no one knows that because when you're walking spin web with like 50 bonus movement speed, no one, you're flying, so it feels like she's fast.
Right.
But she was the slowest. Right now, it's a tie between Viper, Weaver, Invoker, and Medusa.
So see, that doesn't make sense to me because how could Broodmother be the slowest before when she's on 6 legs?
I mean, they must be lazy. What
is
else are you
true.
gonna go with?
She's pregnant. She gotta hold all her babies.
Interesting that even though Chansika played 4 in the last game, she is now playing bottom with Princess, and looks like Fox is going to the top lane with the Jakiro. So, it's a bit of a role swap here.
Yeah, well, hopefully we can see some action. Katarina has her level 2. And Chicken is also level 2.
And that might be a bit, time to get a bit worried about that. Now it means that the enemy has the Stroke of Fate as well as the Inkswell. And one of the worst things about being Necrophos versus Grimstroke is that if you go into the Ghost Shroud and she throws a Phantom Brace at you, you can't do anything. So
Right.
you get bonus. It is one of the least fun interactions.
You know what is a great interaction is the Timbersaw throwing out the Chakram and then you Phantom Strike the Timbersaw.
Oh yeah, I love that. And he
is
stops
great.
like midway.
Yep.
Yep, that's the one.
Alright.
In general, anytime when you play against Timbersaw and you interrupt his Timber Chain, that is the best.
That is very true, yep.
When they mid Timber Chain, you get them with like a Frostbite or a Stun, and they like move like half an inch and they stop and you're like, yes.
Chansika trying to pull. Very
Static
even-ish
lanes.
laning right now.
Yeah. But overall favoring StepSis though, particularly the top lane as well as the mid, where Jug is just, they're doubling the CS of the enemies, both the Viper as well as the Necro, not really coming close. Bottom lane is the one that's even, and that might be the most important part though. If Faceless Void, Princess has a good game, lands a few good chronos, that might be your only win condition. You don't care as much about the other lanes.
Yeah, I think that's definitely how it's gonna look right now. I mean-
Because
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah, because like yeah, if you get a good chronosphere, and Chansika's dead. Well, oh, we're not looking top. Can we look at the Jakiro? What's Jakiro?
See, yep, that's exactly what I mean. It's just gonna be Spin City. People are just gonna die. And the thing, yeah, it's like even if Necrophos tries to Ghost Shroud away from the spin, you're taking that extra damage.
From this, yeah, from like the spin, the ink swell, from the stroke of fate, if you get hit by it, like all of them are magic damage. So, and it's like, well, how do you time it to dodge? It's just very difficult. Yeah, Chansika dying first is a bit of a problem. And
Ooh, lucky bash from Miss Anborgeza. I mean, from Princess onto Miss Anborgeza. The spear does not connect, and Princess is gonna be able to get a kill onto Mars.
they need Princess to stay out, like stay at this level the entire game, because she is going to be their win condition. Good chronos they win, bad chronos they lose, and this is when the carry earns their keep. You know, it's like, oh, you want to be carry, you gotta land good chronos.
Very true, very true. May I know what is the issue?
400.
Huh.
Oh, there you go.
right. Phone cam hudong.
I was like, what? Did the food delivery arrive? And baby? There's a baby falling
A
down?
baby. Wait, how'd you know that's what that meant?
No, she wrote baby.
Oh. No, hulog.
No, right under Hulog is baby.
Oh, because hulog is falling down.
Oh, well, I mean, they wrote that as well.
Oh. G.
I was reading about this this pro player. She doesn't play Dota. She plays, I think, Mobile Legends or something. And she has a baby. She has like she goes like to the boot camp. She grinds for 8 hours with her team, and then goes back to the baby. Oh,
There it is. Inkswell, where's the spin? There's the spin coming off. And the stroke of fate's just like a cherry on top, you know? Just to give that extra so. Ooh.
And very soon there'll be a Phantom Embrace on top of it. And that'll be double cherries, you know.
Gosh, yeah. Cherries and sprinkles.
Of course, right now it's like if I eat cake, I'm like, oh, the calories.
Ooh,
Speaking of
very
calories,
nice.
there's free food for the dire side. StepSis, 4 kills. Just loving life right now.
Very nice combo there. Oh, whoa, what was that? Did you see that?
What?
There's like a little cake animation.
There is?
Yeah, wait, I thought I saw like a little cake come up.
Let me see if anyone's got a cosmetic that has a cake.
I don't know. That was really weird. But anyways, what I was talking about, the pushback and spear, it's just so strong. Especially when you max out spear, the lich will just melt.
Top lane.
There's another Inkswell spin. Jolly good. Going down.
It's one of those things where you're like, ouch. Not sure what we can say. It might be one of those situations where you're like, Necro, go jungle, you know? Maybe have just the Jakiro solo the lane. There's not that much options. Like you can't keep going top with the Necro. You are only... Oh dear.
Ooh, they're getting on top of the vine. Bushwhack does not connect.
Yeah, you can. If you keep sending up the Necro, most likely the Necro will keep dying. So you can even see the Necros making a beeline towards the jungle. This was one of the old ways you can play Necros. You max Heartstopper, and Heartstopper used to affect Ancient creeps, so people would just stack Ancients with Heartstopper.
The good old days.
The good old days. It was the worst.
Back in my day.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yep. But I am loving how strong StepSis is looking. I mean, it's very expected how that lane would have gone. And a bit scary though for Liv's dive because, you know, now that, you know, this Necro, there's no way he can come back to... Oh! Never mind, it seems like he's kind of back in lane.
By the way, the Necro was the last pick, so they knew all this when they were like, yep, we believe in Necro. So hopefully Necro will be able to, like, make a strong comeback here.
I
mean,
think
bottom
they
lane
could
is
have
also...
got Chansika. She could have went down. Maybe,
Overcommitting and giving the enemy a kill might just lose a lot of the gains you made in this lane. So they're like, yeah,
that
might
is
as well
true.
just play safe.
That is true. But with high risk is high reward. Or just no reward and all risk. I mean, you know.
You're one of those players who dives the enemy tier 2 to get the kill, aren't you?
Me?
Yeah, I knew it! Nah, because yeah, they've won the lane. Like they're basically winning bottom, or at least even. If they go for a risk and they lose it, they give away control, and that's just too important.
So we're gonna
Like
get the Battle Fury onto Jug.
Like sometimes people think that you can't like shut down 3 lanes every game and like just make sure the enemy gets 0 farm. They're gonna get farm. They're gonna probably win 1 lane. As long as you win more than one of them, that's
Radiant's
usually
middle
enough.
tower is under attack.
And Stardust is also jungling. That is, there's not enough jungle for everyone.
StepSis seems to be doing really well during the laning stage. I think their laning is very strong, probably because their players are probably just more high skilled in that sense, I guess. I mean, even last game, they were dominating the laning as well. Ooh, and there's a nice connect on the spear. God's Rebuke does not do enough damage to finish him off. He's just gonna time walk away and salve up.
I think Miss Mars could
Radiant's
have kind
bottom
of
tower
went
is
for it a
under
bit
attack.
more. She hesitated going sort of in and out of it, but either way, it does scare the Faceless Void. Alright, Katarina. Level 7 versus the level 4 Necklace.
Oh, and there's Stardust. Katarina, she could just spin
okay.
a TP, but she looks, maybe she's gonna go back into fight. Chicken is TP'd up.
Radiant's bottom tower
Will
is
they
under
go
attack.
back in?
Foxy with the intimidation ice bath, like you better get out of here, or that will, you know, once you're done spinning, that's gonna hit you really hard.
Radiant structures
Nice attempt
are
by our
fortified.
Viper though.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
and our
was
Necro's
quite good.
keeping bottom.
Dire are
I
scanning.
think it's very risky to be there. I don't understand why they would TP. Unless, I guess, her teammates are coming in to help her out. But
I mean,
we
they're
do still have the arena.
They probably will do a better job bottom than they do top, though. Like the
Oh,
Jug,
definitely.
I do think that if you wanted to, you might want to have the Necro Force against the Mars. Maybe.
I mean,
It's a tough situation regardless.
mhm.
I want to see the skill build we are having on the Necro Force. Going for 3 points and Death Pulse, no second point Heartstopper. So the reason I highlight this is that Heartstopper's damage doubles at level 2. It goes from 0.6 to 1.2. That's kind of a big deal. So you see some people might put the second point Heartstopper. But Death Pulse is also very worth it.
Yeah, I think especially in that lane, you're gonna need that extra heal just to try not to die to the Jug. Now level 8, looking very strong. While our Faceless Void is level 7. He's got the Morbid Mask, so soon he'll get the Mom, and he'll start farming them creeps real quick.
Surprised Grimstroke has no points in Phantom Embrace. I was like Phantom Embrace. Phantom Embrace. So I had to max out the Inca as well as the Stroke of Fate instead. All right.
I mean, I think it's all right because he didn't even need the She didn't need the Phantom Embrace to get those kills in lane, so
True, but 1 value point is just always valuable.
That is true.
That's why it's called the value point, I guess. They spot this out. They all walk into. There's no level 6s.
Ooh. The Inkswell, she's gonna chase Foxy. We don't need to use the arena. They're just gonna take down Foxy with a spear and a bushwhack. Yep. But Stardust is TPing down, and Chansika and Jollygood are also ready to fight. We don't have the ulti on Jollygood. She's gonna get right-clicked to death. But the arena's up, and the spear also connects. Chansika only hits the one-man chain frost.
Radiant's
It's
bottom tower
looking.
has
Oh!
fallen.
There's the spear, but Chansika's gonna go down. There's no way of escape there. And the Inkswell connects onto the Viper as well as the spear and the sharpshooter taking the kill.
If there's one fight that you want
Dire's
Faceless
middle
Void, and I think that
tower
would
is
be the
under
fight. Because you had the Chain Frost, you had, like, they were diving on your tier 1, even Viper was there, instead they lost, like, 3 people in that fight, or 4. I think the Necro as well as the Secure died early. They got nothing out of it. Steps is looking way more dominant in game 2 than they did in game 1.
Yeah, it's looking just kind of rough because I mean, our offlane only just got her level 6, so I think fighting there or going there was just kind of really risky. I think she just could have maybe stayed safer in the bottom jungle, or I definitely think hugging that tower was a bit of
For the record, I did hit the tree.
And the graphs agree with you, by the way. There's the Juggernaut 6k net worth at 12 minutes, while Necrophos is 3.3. So just no real impact in the top lane.
Yep.
Yeah.
StepSis gonna take this middle tower.
They do have Mr. Faceless Void, Mrs. Faceless Void here. That's the biggest deal. Like, it has to be. If Face Void gets a good chrono, they're back into the game. If Face Void kind of doesn't get a good chrono, you're gonna be losing more and more as time goes on.
That is true. Mars walking in strong with the spear onto Necrophos. The ulti of Viper comes off, and there's a chrono. It's pretty good. It hits 2 heroes, and a chain flash manages to come off on Selena. Our Mars is frozen still off, but nothing will save her. That was the chrono you were asking for.
Yeah, and the good thing about the chronos also is that Catalina, before she was able to get the Laguna Blade, she saw that Necrophos was Ghost Shroud. She was like, alright, let me try and get the Laguna Blade on her. But it didn't work, so it was like really good. That was a very good Chronosphere. 2 cores, you lose the Necrophos. It doesn't matter. I feel like Necrophos is just non-factor so far, so losing her isn't going to hurt you too bad.
Right.
But now they know the Chronosphere is down, and I expect StepSis will say, let's take a tower or 2. You know, we're going to go for at least 1 tower now.
We managed to close the net worth by 1k also, so yeah, that's kind of notable. That's some good money from taking that Lina down. How much money did that Lina give?
Oh, wait, let me see here.
265. Okay, not as much as I thought, but
Right,
still.
but they got 353 from the Mars. When you think like, how does that even make sense?
Oh yeah. Oh, Chansika, looking kind of vulnerable here. Oh, but a nice ice path. The silence goes off onto... Oh, and there's the link as well. Nice spear, and the structure connects. Very well played.
Who would have thought it? Radiant's top tower.
By the way, I forgot to say that bush also would be pretty good with the soul bind. What's it called? Is it? Acorn shots, not the bushwhack. I was like, yeah, it's the Acorn shot. Also works really well with the soul
Dire's
bind.
middle tower is under attack.
Especially, I mean, if you're going like a core hoodwink build where you're getting like a Daedalus or, you know, damage items, you get that Acorn shot onto both units.
She's going for like pure utility though. Has
But
the
yeah, as
urn
expected.
which is a bit sad because after you mentioned it, I was like, what if she gets Maelstrom and she gets all these bounces, lightning
Oh,
from
yep.
2? That sounds cool. And then now I feel disappointed. I didn't even think of that. Whoa, jolly good walking in.
Ooh, Mars using the arena. She's getting speared. Oh, she can't spear. The Necros all comes off, but everyone else is going down. Oh, Chain Frost coming out onto Lina, and Lina is walking slowly through this Macropire. She's just burning. The LSA comes off, but she cannot walk away. Doug uses the Omni Slash, and Foxy will go down. He can still take this tower, and he has spin. She's gonna spin and take this tower with the healing ward.
Chronosphere in 10
Unless there's
seconds.
support.
Well, they get the tower. Oh no, they haven't got it. They might be able to just back out. But Chronosphere is available now if they want to use it. And another, based on the another victory coming out for Live to Die. They handle team fights pretty well. Like, yeah, you gotta give them
They
credit for
do.
that.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. And they were able to take out the Lina in both fights. The Lina has her Dragonlance backpack though. This is what we were talking about! Oh, she put it in for the Fairy Fire.
Oh, so she is using it. She's not gonna be like, I don't know. But they're gonna be pushing mid again. Chronosphere is available. And I think Chain Frost will be coming up pretty soon as well. No, 30 seconds though, still some time.
Yeah, they'll definitely get this mid tower. I mean, it's a very important tower to, you know, start putting pressure on their map. Give them less space to farm, because that's exactly what the Faceless Void needs.
You can't, if you can't defend it, taking the risk is not worth it. And
Middle tower is
it's good on Live to Dive to realize that. Juggernaut is level 12. That is insane.
Yup.
Well, I mean, 60 minutes is actually not that bad. It's almost 13 now. It's more of that net worth. And so is the Lena. Like, look at them. They're farming at the very top of net worth. Well, if Atos is finished on the Viper, but apart from... I mean, you don't want to throw it on the Jug, but the rest are pretty susceptible. Especially the Hoodwink, I'd say.
Oh, there's the fear onto the Hoodwink. Princess sees them. Will she Chrono? Oh, the Chrono comes off onto both of the supports, but she does not get the Mars. So she's also stuck between the arena. The Mars will go down. The Viper Strike is used onto Lina, and Lina's just going to hit from the side. Oh, the Scythe comes off onto the Lina, securing that kill, and our Chicken is going to try to TP out and manages to get the TP.
Beautiful double kill coming out for, and that was great use of the Reaper side. I thought she might actually use it on the Hoodwink, who was caught in the Chrono, had no HP. Because I would do that, you know? I'm like, oh, guys, I'm making sure she's dead. But no, she actually right-clicked her down to death with like this 50 damage right-click, but she got it. and then she was able to use the Reaper Sight on the Lina, so really well played by the Necrophos.
That fight was
And
pretty interesting because they used the chrono also, right? But
Yeah.
she was stuck between the arena, and so she couldn't reach the other two. Oh, Omni Slash onto Foxy uses for that nice 251 gold, and it's very well played. And Katarina's gonna go for more. She's spinning towards Stardust.
Why here?
The Bushwhack connects, and Katarina is just gonna keep slashing at her. Maybe want to step out of negative option, but she gets that kill anyways, and she's gonna try to run away. She does not have the healing ward on top of her. Necrophos is silenced, and Miss Anne Borgheza misses the spear. The Bushwhack does not connect because of the rebuke, but she's going to be able to Inkswell him to death. Inkswell her to death.
I mean, the killing of Juggernaut's nice, but it was like 3 people to get it, so it's barely worth it. And thank you for saying Miss Anne Borgheza, like the name. She's
I
like,
know, I
Tomo.
tried.
She's like a Tomo. If you, I know you're not saying the name, so this is how you say it.
It's a hard one though. I mean, in the middle of a team fight,
Is under attack.
Mars versus Miss Anne Borgheza.
I mean, Mars is Miss Anne Borgheza, right?
That is true.
Is under attack.
Miss Mars.
That's what I told you. It's like, you just go Miss Hero.
Miss
And
Hero.
Foxy trying to get that deal off, drops the sentry, but is kind of worried about going close. And there you go. Now she's going in for it. But you can also see that Miss Mars is also charging. They're all going for the Jakiro.
Juggernaut is farming mid-wave. It's really interesting to see because StepSis is putting a lot of pressure on the map, but Live to Dive takes these team fights really well.
Yeah, it's all surprising to me when that happens, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm always like, how do you like win fights when you're so far behind? But they do. And I think all of it will be on Princess. Like, it's all Princess. Good chronos, you win. Bad chronos, you lose.
We have the blink on Miss Anne Borgheza. Will she go for some food? She will not.
Dire's structures are fortified.
She's gonna TP. They're gonna go top and try to get this Viper, it seems. The support's still hanging out in the bottom jungle.
Now it's a good time for the Raid to take a fight if they can, because they know that at least the Lina's top. They may have seen the Mars as well, we're not sure, but they smoke. They want to go get someone, and this is the best time to do it.
Ooh, another shawl coming out for StepSis. I love that item too. It's just very nice item to have when the enemy has so much magic damage, and when you do too.
Well, they walk into them, Jolly Good does.
Ooh, Jolly Good sees them. Bushwhack does not connect onto anyone. Looks like they're gonna get a free pick off on this Hoodwink. With dual breath. And this guy's also used onto Hoodwink. Princess is stuck, she's binding, and the silence comes off as well with the Omni Slash. Princess is gonna go down as well as the Necrophos. Very nice play by Katarina. Our Grimstroke looks like she's gonna go down. She's poison attacking another toxin, while our Viper is getting hit and rebuked.
4-for-1, that Phantom Embrace with the silence, catching the Faceless Void, not allowing her to use her crosshair, which really needs Foxy trying to delay with nice dual breath over there on 2 people, but it's not going to be enough. Oh, no.
It's a shame though because like how last game, you know, it was the same situation where they tried to take this 5-man smoke but end up getting punished for it.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
They went uphill with no vision.
That's always the worst thing to do. Like sometimes in Dota you're forced to do it, but you could have approached it from the like the western side, not the eastern side, because that's most people will go towards the mid like that.
Right.
Well, it's 9k ahead for StepSis, and the game situation has not changed in any way. Good chrono or bust. It's
Good
always
chrono or bust.
That's true.
Indeed. If the SNY onto Jug also, she's gonna get an Ags next. I love the Ags. It makes, the little swift slash is so much fun to do. Oh, baby.
That's actually the reason why I used to play Juggernaut, is that I love the animation for the Omni Slash. It's so cool. Like you press R on someone and you teleport and you slice and you teleport and you slice. Like that is so cool.
No, the best is when you're an offlane hero and you buy a Lotus Orb and you get the little anime battle where you're just flying midair.
Or you do that with Anti-Mage as well when he gets the counter spell.
Oh yeah.
They both like are in the air fighting each other and you see all the slashes. You're like, so
yeah. Cool. Yep. Always my favorite. I always get really hyped when it happens.
Ironically, the game thinks that the Radiant has the better draft, which I don't disagree with. I think the draft is actually pretty good. Like, Necrophos is pretty solid late game. Viper doesn't see. I think Viper's the weak point, but Jakiro and Lich are pretty decent supports to have, especially Jakiro. Like later on in the game when PKBs are down, you can just keep throwing out ice paths, so that's a big deal.
And the high ground defense of Jakiro is also really nice. I mean, you have the
Yeah.
Macro Pyre, which its cooldown's not that long. When it's maxed out, 60-second cooldown, and it lasts 10 seconds. So, you know, pushing high ground at tier 3 just
Or 30
makes
with
a big
Aghanims.
difference. Yeah, or 30
A
with
lot-
Aghanims.
When you get the Aghanim stuff, and then you miss aim it slightly, it doesn't go in the middle of the lane, and you're like, oh, whoops, looks like it's hitting nobody.
Yep. But yeah,
But yeah,
I think if we get those
have-
really good chronos and they put that macro on top with the Chain Frost, that makes a big difference.
And Macropyre's damage was recently buffed as well. It's used by like 10, I think. It was like 100, 150. It's like 200. Now it's like 110, 155. So it's a little bit better at the lower levels.
All right, so we're back in action. We
This
have a
is right-
9K, 10K now net worth lead on StepSis.
Doesn't feel like they're that far ahead though.
Yeah, it doesn't. Well, it's because, like what we were saying, it's because they're taking these good team fights. Well, you know, most of the time.
Goodish.
Yeah, they're
goodish.
taking these goodish team fights, so it really doesn't feel like they're that ahead.
Oh, Lich went for the Aether Lens first item, and there you go for the golden rock that you mentioned.
The money stone, the money
Money
rock.
Stone, thank you. Money Stone, my rock.
Yeah.
I mean, why is it called Philosopher's Stone? That's supposed to be like something from Harry Potter.
That is a good question. That is a Harry Potter thing, but maybe.
Like, because I remember when I saw the People's Gift, and then I realized it was an apple, and then I was like, oh right, students would give, their teachers an apple, so it's a pupil's gift. That's really cool. So I was wondering if they're like a Philosopher's Stone, something like that.
I did not realize that, but thank you for bringing that to my attention. That's actually pretty
Don't-
cool.
Don't worry, when I realized it as well, I was like, how was I so stupid that I didn't realize this before? It's so obvious.
Oh my gosh, now I feel dumb for not noticing it, but
As you should.
but now we see a 5-man smoke on both teams, and Stardust picks up a haste rune as well. They're looking to not Roche, but maybe find someone in the jungle, but it's looking like yin and yang on the map right now. They're all kind of on the opposite sides. Do they know who will find each other first?
In this situation, you might want to wait until near any hill that you have advantage. You know, like you can see here, if Radiant fought near this area, they might have been able to take the fight because they have that observer ward right up there, scouting people down.
Tough
And
spot if
Jakiro-
Lina gets found in the river. Jakiro. They see Foxy. Do they have detection? Oh, nice spear. And Lina is finding her own food. She gets Necros and uses the LSA. Chrono is used as well, but the Omni Smash is going off into a ghost-crowded Necropos. Link, the Frost, Save Frost is looking really nice too, but the spear onto Faceless Void. This fight is looking really messy. I'm very confused who's winning this, but Miss Ambergaz also goes down. Our Juggernaut is in a bit of a pickle. We have no healing ward right now, no spin ready yet. Will they keep chasing? Chicken is so low.
Oh.
Spin out. She won't get hit by the ice path. Divine is right behind. She's unable to connect the bushwhack,
Radiant's
and
bottom tower is
what
under
an
attack.
awkward fight.
Dire's top
That's
tower
one of the
is
ones you want
under
to watch in the replay and be like, I want to make sure what exactly happened here, because 1 second we were on Foxy, then there's a Crossfire, then there's a Mark, but what we do know for sure is that Ghost Shroud was able to block a lot of the Omni Slash damage.
Yep.
The Chronosphere worked really well with the Nether Thompson as well as the Ice Blast, so it went pretty well for the
Dire's
Radiant
top tower
side.
has fallen.
Is my take from it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like I thought that Radiant would be able to like take out more of them because of the Chain Frost in the Chronosphere, but for some reason it felt kind of underwhelming, you know?
Yeah.
There's the Phantom's Embrace.
Dire's
Will they
top
use the
tower
Stroke of
is
Fate to
under
chase
attack.
down this Jakiro? Yes, they will, and it does connect. We don't have the detection, but now we do. And the spear connects too. So does the Bushwhack, and Foxy is down.
Tough game for Foxy. You are playing against a Juggernaut, so sometimes it's hard for her to land all her spells. And yeah, I think she has like the most deaths this game. So just a tough game. No, actually, that's
Bounty.
Chansika over there.
Yeah, it's like I was saying that high ground defense on Jakiro is really nice, but that's the thing is when you're Jug and you're pushing, you really don't care about anything because you can just spin and have your healing ward behind you.
Time is money.
At least it's up ice armor, so that will help them out a bit. And Lich can take the talent as well, additional
Radiant's top
10%.
tower is under attack.
So that might help. Although the other talent looks really good. 125 Frost Blast radius and damage seems like a lot of impact.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
So they're taking all these towers and look at how small the map looks for Radiant.
Dire's bottom tower is under
It's
attack.
the classic situation you're in when you're behind. Now what we can expect is that StepSis is not going to go high ground unless they farm up the whole map. They're going to get Roche, they're going to control both outposts, they're going to get a bunch of sets of bounties. There's no timer on them to end the game right now, so they can just farm away if they want to.
That is very true indeed. But it looks like they might contest this Roche. They do have the Chronosphere. Princess, she's silenced, so she's unable to jump in. Getting speared and is just dead like that. The Scythe comes out as well, and the Omni Slash does too, and everyone is just gonna go down. Like, it really doesn't look like that many spells are thrown out during these fights because,
Dire's bottom
They're
tower
not needed.
has
yeah,
fallen.
they're not needed.
It's like we don't actually have to do too much. We can just kill them pretty
Yeah.
simply.
I mean, they are using their ultis, but I guess the reason it doesn't look that big is because our Chronosphere wasn't used.
Yeah, that. It's like it all comes down to Chronosphere, and I don't think this Faceless Void. Yeah, she was so close. She's so close to the
Radiant's top
BKB.
tower
She has less than 200 gold. Like, I think you might sell the Fairy Fire and the Quelling Blade and get the BKB. You know, like you don't really. If the game comes down to a Quelling Blade, that's a pretty bad situation to be in.
Yep, and it's a Fairy Fire over a Mithril Hammer, so a little interesting there. 2 damage versus 24.
Ah, but you get the 70 HP heal.
Ah, right.
Radiant's top tower has
So they
fallen.
get this tier 3 tower. They're not gonna go for the racks just yet.
And BKB is finished on the Mars, which means that it doesn't defend you against Chronosphere, but everything else inside the Chronosphere won't be hurting you at all.
Dire's
Very
middle
nice.
tower
We still
is
have
under attack.
about 3.5 minutes on the Aegis, so they can still make some plays if they wanted to. I mean, Swift Slash is also just so strong. I think probably one Swift Slash could almost take out the Jakiro or the Lich.
Depends on whether Lich has Frost Armor, though. That 60% damage reduction is a big deal.
That is true. 4-man smoke coming out again. Will they be able to use the Chronosphere this time? They have the BKB, but will it be pressed? I hope so.
You are mean. You are being very mean to them.
What? No, it's just a thing, It's just
Will they press BKB?
it's a normal
Oh, there you
thing
go.
that happens. Oh, there's the ice path, but spin right away. Viper Strike doesn't slow for that much apparently. Katarina's just gonna spin very fast. I mean, it's a thing you see in pro scenes in TI too, right? You're like, oh, why didn't he press BKB?
I like one of the players. He pressed BKB when he first got it. Back then, the charges were reduced, and they were like, "Why do you press BKB?" He's like, "I was making sure is it like a good BKB or is it like a forged BKB, and not real one, a forgery." So I had to click it to make sure it works properly.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, everybody makes mistakes. It's just that's life, and that's Dota.
Well, speaking of Dota, this is something that StepSis can do. They can just poke the map, and then they go back, and they don't have to do anything else.
Ooh, and there's the Mars Arena, the blink in here onto the box. It does not hit the edge of the arena, but it hits this little viney looking thing. Connect onto the link with the Necropulse. Omni Slash is also used. Princess is going for the backlines. Chicken is going down. And they're just smacking each other. The Rune Blade is used on the Princess. Princess will not move anywhere. She cannot time lock out. The Scythe is used on an Aegis Jug. Very interesting. And the Chain Frost is also up. Goes on to Divine. Does not connect any further. Swift Slash goes off on Lich. Juggernaut just spinning in. The buyback comes off onto our Void. But there's no Chronosphere, so they can still push if they really wanted to.
Yeah, I guess they realize it's too risky. 3 for 3. That's a little too fair for StepSis. They're like, I like it more when the numbers are favoring us,
Yeah.
But it is.
The Scythe used on Juggernaut with the Aegis is a bit sus.
I mean, at that point, you might as well get it out, like get it out of her, because she still had like 2 minutes left. So, you know, I agree with you. It's like it's a bit awkward, but I don't think either team actually wants to fight for the next, you know, like 1 minute. So
Right.
might as well get out the Aegis. Next fight, you'll probably have the Reaper sight available.
You did get the buyback off from the Faceless Void though, so it's gonna look
Ooh.
like next fight will be kind of the game changer here.
The deciding factor.
All right. To seal the deal.
Well, looking at Jakir. Jakir's gonna go for the A on this, holding on to the Paladin sword. That's all right. There you go. Sending it back to base. Titan Sliver on the Faceless Void only has the Maelstrom and the Mask of Madness, which is kind of decent damage, but you know, hope for a little bit more of that.
I mean, look at our net worth. Our Jug almost has double the net worth of the Faceless Void.
Check out what Lich is doing. Lich is actually going for the Aghanim Scepter. I mean, we have the Philosopher's Stone.
There's the Fear onto the Jug. Ice Path is not connected. Viper Check is used as well. The Spear connects onto the Viper. Katarina's just gonna spin in there. The Switch Shocks comes off as well. Viper's gonna get poked to death. Necrophos has to run away, but he links to the Faceless Void. Princess going in, trying to do something. The DKB is there, but Arlena does so much damage with that double damage rune.
I mean, at this point, it's a very similar story to Game 1. We just know that StepSis is just a better team, and like as much as they try, it can't happen. You know, not this game for them. Yeah, good effort though. Like the bunch of those chronos were really good. I think that's the one thing you want to focus on. The chronos were really good, and that's nice.
That's nice, yeah. I think
That's nice.
a lot of like, you know, there was just a bit too much, like, I don't want to call it eating, but you know, the top lane was really one-sided. It was kind of a bit of a trouble, and especially in the laning phase, you don't want to feed like the enemy safe laner that much. Like, they don't even need to go in the jungle and farm anymore when they're that fat. And there she goes, Katarina going with the Omni Slash into their base. Oh, she is going to get punished for that one though.
Yeah, good movement to bring them back in. They might be able to get the Mesa and Borgiza as well. And they got the Aghanim on the Lich, so I mean, I don't want to say signs of life really, but
Signs of life.
there are the thrones still standing.
That is true, and as we know, Live to Dive never gives up. They wait until the Ancient falls, as seen last game.
Which is something we appreciate very much. We're like, yep, that's
the fighting spirit. This is why we don't have a surrender button.
Yeah, I guess I mean I like that part, but technically even the pro games sometimes they surrender.
Oh yeah,
you know?
they do.
So technically the pros are allowed, but we're not.
Yeah, weird, no?
It is weird. That's not fair. We should write to Valve and complain.
I mean, I'd rather have a surrender button than deal with my, you know, safe lane AM running down mid, selling his items, or actually breaking his items and, you know, just constantly feeding. Suffering through that for 30 minutes is not fun.
That's true. But then again, there are games that people are able to turn on. I imagine, like, you know, you play a game, the mid dies like 3 times in the first 10 minutes, they're going to want to surrender. They're going to want to surrender for the whole game, and you have to think, is that a good thing or a bad thing? If we enable it, then...
That is true.
DOTA is very, very complicated.
It is very, very complicated. Like we said, it's so complicated that we are still learning today. How many hours do you have in Dota?
I'd rather not say.
It's okay, it's work. It's work, right?
Yeah, exactly. I open it to cast this stuff. It's not. I didn't play it.
Exactly.
If I was playing it all these hours, I can do better.
The spear does not connect, but the ice path does. I love the cheeky voice lines used. You know, some laughs here and there.
I think if Mars feels like a very jolly fellow to be around. You know, he always seems very happy.
Oh yes, and I love it when he sings a song.
Yeah, I think Mars is one of those people you want to hang out with. You know, I don't think I want to hang out with Grimstroke.
What? Grimstroke seems so cool.
Are you kidding? All he'll talk about is his dead wife. You know.
Okay, but you know You could talk about art with Grimstroke. You know, he's a painter, right?
Yeah, I don't think my scribbles on like the school desks that I have really compare to Grimstroke.
That is true.
You know, a bird is like 2 lines. Yeah, it's a bird in the
Dire's
sky.
middle tower
It's from
is
far
under
away.
attack.
Oh, look at all that
Dire's
damage
middle
Arlena is
tower
doing. She's
has
got
fallen.
the Daedalus, and she is hitting hard like a truck. She's gonna get that Ags as well.
By the way, the Jakira is going to go for the Agams as well. They gave her the Philosopher's Stone on Foxy.
Oh,
I find that's kind of cool. I mean, it's a neat idea that they're trading Philosopher's Stones.
passing it around. I mean, I love that the supports are getting Ags. I think that's kind of fun. I mean, I don't think it's the most like viable thing to do right now, but it is, like we said before, the more fun option. I think, you know. I guess Hail
what's the-
Mary decisions, right?
I'm not even looking. What's the AoE of Sinister Gaze? They say it makes it into an AoE, but how big is the AoE?
It's like a black hole, I think.
That's
It's
pretty
like
big.
Pretty big, yeah.
That's an AoE. It doesn't last very. Oh, 2.8 seconds. That's pretty good. She took the talent. All right, go for it. You know.
Okay, I
Let's see
mean,
that.
imagine. Okay, maybe we're underestimating. So you have the Azelins, you can finish the gaze, and it's huge, right? So what if you grab like 4 heroes? Boom, Crow comes in, big ice pass, macro fire. Oh, it looks like there might be a fight here. Are we gonna start off with the big Sinister Gaze that we're waiting for? They're clumped up. It's perfect. If she sees them, it would have
Come
been a perfect
on!
opportunity to
No!
miss that resistance. Wow, they get a nice chrono. Oh, Mars gets the next chrono. There's the ice pass with the chain frost. Will the macro fire connect as well? And they are just getting hit by all these chain frosts, but it's not enough damage. They will just fight through it. The spin is gonna block all the macro damage. Side goes to the Lina. The Lina does have buyback. She chooses buyback. Xiaomi Sash is also used. Flip Sash is used on the top of the end. This is pop. Stardust is also gonna be fighting with his Mars at the back. And Stardust takes down Mars. They're gonna be chasing this Foxy.
For the
But Katarina and Pause for only team up to get the Viper. It looks like Foxy is gonna go down as well.
Did it feel like it took forever for things to happen inside the Chronosphere?
Yes, it did actually.
Like the Chrono came out and I was like thinking, alright, look at the damage, baby! And then like 3 seconds later you see the Chain Frost coming out from a mile away.
Yeah, so I don't know. I feel like the macro fire took a long time to get down as well. I feel like
Yeah, what was it? Ice Bath?
yeah, right.
Radiant's bottom
So she
tower
could have
is
put
under
that macro
attack.
fire down first, and then when the chrono was almost over, then the ice path could have come up. But I don't know. It feels like there's just a little bit of a disconnect between the team of Live to
Radiant's
Die.
bottom
Because that was a great Chrono. Like that was a fantastic
That
chrono.
was a great chrono.
Radiant's bottom barracks are
But
under
it's not enough to keep Lift to Dive in the game right now. They do go for another smoke. Alright. Katrina, I believe she used her aid. It's still
Oh,
available.
there's a Swift Dash. Juggernaut is frozen, but she does have the HP. Xenoblade comes out onto Fox, and the Chain Frost is out as well. It does not connect to anyone. There's the
Ooh, the
Phantom.
double abyssal.
Ooh, when the Sharpshooter connects. Still, no GG is called. They're gonna just keep fighting the Aegis. Now going down, Stardust is also being poked by the Lina.
Radiant's
No
middle
buybacks.
tower is under attack.
Crossfire
Katarina.
at 30 seconds though.
Look at them high-fiving right in front of their faces.
This might be the best time for Lich to do the bedroom eyes and pull them into the fountain.
Oh my gosh. I'm ready to see the big spear. Katarina going in, big spin. Able to take down Foxy. And it looks like that is going to be GG.
Dire victory.
Well, it was a valiant effort from both teams, but definitely went. StepSis looked like they were in control pretty much the whole series, really. Big shout out to Princess though. I thought her Chronospheres were amazing. Like,
Yes.
they lost, but the Chronospheres were really good the whole game.
Mhm.
And,
I think it was the Chronospheres that gave them like that slight glimmer of hope, you know?
Mm.
Just that maybe that fighting chance, but unfortunately, you know, as a team, I feel like they weren't as able to connect as well as StepSis did.
For sure. Like, StepSis, it's clear that they're all, they're all on the same page. Whereas if you look at Lift to Dive, they're playing in different libraries. So not exactly right there. Still a very good try by Princess. And I think Stardust also played a decent game,
Another 2-0 series from today's games. And they just showed that they're here to win it. They show that they're here to fight, and they did not hold back. You can see this game 48-22.
Yeah, yeah, we are about 2/3 of the way done for today. I think we have Terminator versus Screaming Sirens late next game. So we'll make sure that we get the right information before that. But yeah, Terminator looked very strong as well. So Screaming Sirens will have a tough game. And we'll make sure we want to thank everyone who made this possible, Yahoo as well as Intel for making this tournament. This is an all-women tournament, and I love that. It's great that we can have this representation coming out. StepSis, they look like they're going to be in tomorrow's games. They look like they're going to be top 2 in the groups.
Yep, I have to agree with you there. Amazing performance by them, really. And Divine also played very consistently throughout the whole thing. I mean, I just am still fangirling over her ES performance. Really well done. And our pause 4 only PNN mid, she just always won her lane, and she always made it a point to move around the map and play with her team always, while Katarina was able to have all that space to go and farm. Chicken and Miss Anvergeza also, playing so well together. So props to them.
Yeah, but I miss Divine and the Earthshaker. Like when I see the Hidwick, I'm like, yeah, that's cool. You get a nice sharpshooter, but it's not the same as a big 4 or 5 man Echo Slam. But yeah, we're going to be taking a break for now. We'll come back to you guys with the final series of the day that will determine all 4 teams that will advance till tomorrow. So stick around. We'll see you guys in a bit.